Yo, what's Bobby gamers? All right, we're doing a Master Sword tutorial. This is a tutorial. If you want to get into Master Sword, this is probably a pretty good place to start. In fact, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe. Gamers, we are going to be getting the Master Sword, and saving quits allowed, and major glitches are banned, so it's basically glitchless, but we will be doing some really fun minor glitches. First of all, you always want your run to have one character file name, so I'm just going to do a W. There we go. Doesn't matter which character. If you have 2 or 3 characters or 4, it's slower. So always one character. Anyway, gamers, let's go crazy. The very first text box, you actually can only advance with the A button. Every other text box in the game, you can advance with every button. Just hold the A button until that first line. It's the very first line of dialogue goes past. It's like 4 characters, and then the text will advance in chunks of 3, and you just need to press the button every time it advances, so don't worry too much. Anyway, get out of the bed, go down here. You want to stay on the left side, enter that door. Okay, got these bushes, go up on the right side. And then we're going to go on the left here. Stay left, go through the sign, diagonal, go on this bridge. On the 3rd row of bushes, we're going to go in between the bushes. And then we're going to go in between the bushes again. And then we're going to pick up this bush, and we're going to get our sword and shield. And these are very helpful, as the sword and shield actually allow us to now fight enemies, and the shield doesn't do a whole lot, but it's cool. It looks great. In my opinion, it looks incredible. Okay, gamers, we got the shield and the sword. Now, you might be wondering, like, where's the double Q, where's the lamp? How can you even see in this room? Well, guess what? We're going to get the lamp later, so let's not worry about that. So go down here, slash the left bush. You want to go between this tree and the bush. Go down to this row of bushes. Don't slash that bush. And then go to this 3rd bush right here, slash. Go left, slash, slash. So if this guard's in your way, well, this guy's never going to be in your way, but just go through here. You can also poke the bushes. It's slower to poke the bushes, but it's easier in my opinion. If the guard is in the way, you can poke him out of the way, so. Anyway, go up the ladder. You want to go left here, and on this 3rd torches, you go through here. That's optimal movement. So anyway, go through this door. Hold up right here. Go on the side. Go in there, and then perfect movement. Okay, good. Hopefully you get good RNG. That room is pretty RNG heavy. So okay, we're in our first difficult room. Now guys, if you're curious on what I'm playing on, like how do I save states? What is this menu? ALTTP hack. So I'm on a ROM hack actually that allows us to practice escape. I can go anywhere I want. Like if I wanted to go to Ganon, I can go to Ganon. I'm playing on an SD2 SNES. I'll put a link for the info for that. And I'm on the Link to Past practice hack. I'll put a link in the info for that as well. So this screen is the first hard screen in the game. What we're going to do is hold up and right during the screen transition, and then as fast as we can slash. And then we're going to try to go slightly to the right and above the guard and try to get a double spin off. I'll do a few examples to show you guys what I'm talking about. So yeah, slash right there. And then try to get that sick ass double spin and get the key. And really good room. So what we're going to do here is go, just hold down. You're going to jump. And then if you look to my right, there's this rail. When you pass that rail by like 6 or 7 pixels, you want to hit diagonal. And you'll always go past that guard. So that's what you want to do there. Just hold diagonal on the screen. Go between the statues. Again, hold diagonal between these ladders. Go under this pot. Then we just go on this bridge. And then we're going to go up here. Okay, so this is tricky. So do you guys see this black line at the very tip of my hat? There's like a black line. This game is subdivided into tiles. And these tiles are actually subdivided. So anyway, this 3rd right here, where my hat is on that black line, it's the 3rd tile line. So 1, 2, 3. The top tile. Your hat needs to be touching that or above that. And if it is, this green guard won't see you. And you can just go walk past him. If it's low, he actually sees you. So I'm going to do some real-time examples to show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's go to big room. So yeah, I'm going to go low. I'm going to be too low, and he's going to see me, and that's not good. I'm too low, but he sees me, right? I get hit. Oh my god. What I'm going to do is go to that. My hat needs to hit that black line. Boom, I'm on the black line. Perfect. He misses me. Actually, wait a minute. I wasn't on the black line. See, it's very tight with the black line. You have to be specifically on the black line. I wasn't on the black line. Okay. Okay, it looks like I'm on the black line. See how I'm literally, my hat is like literally touching the black line? But he misses me. So it's very neat. Anyway, in this door, right in the doorway, like right in front of the doorway, you want to slash. This is because in this next screen, it'll charge a spin. And we can just spin. We're done. Okay, so again, if you don't see the black lines between the tiles, they're very important. They divide the tiles. Because we're going to use two of those black lines, or well, one of those black lines in this next screen as a visual cue. It's with our slash. So if you look at the bottom of Link, his shadow, that's really important. In this next room, we're going to hold diagonal until we hit one of these black lines and then slash. So right here, this first black line right here, we want to slash. So I did it early. It doesn't really matter. It's not too technical, but just make sure to slash on that line. And then you want Link to be touching these top statues. If he's touching the statues, you're not going to clank with the guard. I'll do a bad example and a good example. So I'm too low. Do you see how I hit the sword? That's bad. If I'm too high, I get stuck. Well, I didn't get stuck, actually. If you're too high, it's really not that bad. It just loses a few frames. Don't worry about that too much. So then what you're going to do is you want to double spin him. Notice where I double spin him. I'm very particularly just barely not too far right. So this statue to my top left, if I press up and left here, I don't go high. So the back of my shadow, you can kind of tell. My hat, I don't think it's actually a good visual cue. Actually, I think it's bad. Yeah, see how if I'm too far out, I hit up here. But if I'm farther left, and you can look at the back of your hat to kind of tell. I'll always go left if I just hold up left. So in this screen, what you want to do is hold down right, hit this line, slash, do slightly more down right. You need to nudge these statues. You need to be touching these statues. If you go too low, just do a diagonal back up. You want to go right about here, and you're going to let go of the spin, and then hold up and left. Wait a minute, gamers. Hold up and left, and then just grab the boomerang, and then go back and boomerang the key. So we're going to do that one quickly in one motion. This room does take some practice, particularly when you let go of the spin and such, but fairly straightforward if you do some practice. This room, you want to just open the door. It's good. Okay, go through here. Go diagonal down here. It's great. Okay, so next screen's really easy. In the next screen, we're going to do the ball and chain guard fight. This part's notably difficult. It's very, very difficult and fairly early on. There's a few easy starts. So first of all, this green guard sometimes blocks you. Okay, guys, we're at the ball and chain guard fight. So the number one thing you want to do here is hold down right, or is hold right, coming out of this doorway. That way you can cancel stair lag. Right there. That's perfect. And then I'm going to hit diagonal. Try to... That way I don't have that stair lag, so that's good. Now this guard under me to my right here, he's going to go down, left, upper, right. If he goes up, he's going to turn back down. If he goes down, he's going to go down. And so you can just walk by him if you're going to do the 8 slash. But if he goes left or right, you have to boomerang him always. So there's 3 different ways to kill the ball and chain guard. You can use 8 slashes, which is the hardest method. You could use 4 slashes and 1 pot, or you can use 2 pots. And the 2 pots is super easy, but it's pretty slow. The 4 slash 1 pot is kind of in the middle, and the 8 slashes pretty fast. Although I would say that the 8 slash is not that much faster than the 1 pot strategy. And the 2 pot strategy, while it is a bit slower, it's a few seconds slower. It's like 2 or 3 seconds slower. It's way easier. So you kind of have to, practice it, figure out what you like best. The thing is with this fight, if you do any pots at all, so the 2 pot or 1 pot strategy, you have to boomerang the guard all the time. So we'll just go. So he went right. I'm gonna do the 2 pot strat here. So I have to boomerang him regardless because he went right. This is actually one issue with the 2 pot strat is that, like, I think it wakes this guy up. So yeah, see how he woke up. But this strat's really easy, dude. 1938. It's not too bad. Get your key. This chest has the lamp in it, so that just have to make sure to get that chest to get the lamp, and then boomerang this guy on the way back. Get Zelda as well. And then we're going to go back up here, do some pumping, and go in through. So let's try out the one pot strategy. So with one pot, I have to boomerang him regardless of where he goes. So he went down, up. Going to boomerang him again anyway. So what I'm going to try to do is get this guy into the corner. And then throw the boomerang against the wall, and it'll come back. So I got a 1425, which is pretty good. And then this is doing the 8/ strategy. So if you do the 8/ strategy, you don't have to boomerang that guy if he goes up or down. So he went left, I'll have to boomerang him. So what I'm going to do is walk to about right here. Right before that rail to my right, you want to hit diagonal, and then go down to about here. And then your goal is to get pixel perfect under him, and then just slash him 8 times in a rhythm. If you're too far left or right, you're going to have to go left and then adjust it. So I got the perfect pixel. But let's say I'm like right here. I have to like go back. And what he'll do a lot of the times is when you slash him, his chain will clank with your sword, and then it doesn't register an attack. That's why this fight's difficult. And it's why the 8/ strat is difficult, and why the 4/ pot strategy is also difficult. With the pot strats, one thing I would recommend is try to get into the corner. Also, another thing on this fight, if you balance your slashes and you go more of in a rhythm, you can get pretty big rewards off that. One issue with trying to go in a rhythm though is a lot of times the guard will, if you go too slow, basically you'll clank like 6 times in a row. So try to learn how to slash. Don't do it too fast because you're just wasting your time. But yeah, hopefully you can learn how to do this fight. This fight is very difficult. The one pot strategy is pretty easy, I think. It's fairly consistent. If you practice this fight, you definitely will be able to get by it with some good strategies. Anyway, guys. Anyway, we're trying to get this chest. Nope. This chest actually has the lamp. There's 3 places you can get the lamp, but this is the fastest way, and you only need it after Zelda, so we get it here. Anyway, if you boomerang this guy, sometimes he like unstuns, but I think the boomerang shot at him's not too bad. So go up here, right on. Yeah, so this you're gonna actually want to hold left out of this screen and then immediately snap the diagonal. So I missed it there. Now if you miss it, it's only a few frames, so don't worry too much about it. But unless I'm holding left there, so yeah, we're actually gonna hold left out of this staircase and then try to snap left. Perfect. And that saves literally a few frames, like 6 frames on that screen. So this stays, I can just hold down, it's no issue. And right here, again, it's not a spiral staircase, I can just hold diagonal. Okay, good. I try to enter this up here. So now we're gonna hold upright for this whole screen, and we're going to hold up and then hit right there. So you might be curious, like, why am I staggering my movement with the diagonals, and why am I holding upright on certain screens and like moving left on other screens? There's actually a reason for that. It's because it's something called pumping. Right here, I'm gonna hold left. Yeah, this pumping mechanic, it saves a very small amount of time over the whole run. And basically, if you are moving up or to the left, and you're not facing those directions, you're moving in those directions, and you press a diagonal, it actually will speed link up marginally. So if I'm going diagonal, it's not worth it. But if I'm going up, and if I'm going straight up, it's not worth it. So I'm not going to pump here. But if I'm going up left right here, it's actually faster to mash the diagonal. So right here, I'm going diagonal. I don't want to pump. So in this doorway, here's some good examples of pumping. I'm going to pump right here because I'm going up, right? And this is right. Oh my God. So pumping's kind of hard sometimes. So if you're a totally new player, don't worry too much about it. But it does save time, and it's kind of a fun mechanic if you like Link to the Past. So there's a bunch of snakes here. So the easiest way to do this screen, there's a ton of snakes here. Notice again, I'm on this black line. Also notice these snakes don't hit me if I'm on this line. Notice I'm safe from these snakes. Whoa, that guy's aggressive. Okay. The reason I'm doing that is because, and this is why this practice hack is so convenient. This whole game is on a grid, and it's on this tile-based grid the entire game. And actually, a lot of the mechanics and physics are on the grid too. So enemies are basically the size of a tile, and they usually hang out on their tiles. So what we're trying to do in the snake room is go to the middle tile, and you can tell if you're on the middle tile based on these subdivision lines of the tiles. So right here, get out of my way, snakes. What are you doing here? So right here, you can tell I am on the line. So if I'm touching this line, my bottom of my shadow is touching this line right here where my sword is. It's kind of in the middle of the screen. If I'm touching this line, I can go left, and there might be snakes in my way, but I only have to worry about the middle row of snakes, and I could just boomerang them if I see them. So we're gonna do that one more time. And I'm gonna specifically go to that tile. Look for my shadow. Okay, it's on the tile. Okay, good. So I think I'm actually a little bit too low, which means this top snake might hit me. So I'm gonna adjust a little bit. Now I think I'm too high, but let's just yellow it. So there's one snake in my way. So I'm gonna just press Y and just walk through the rest of the screen. So I don't have to worry about 3 rows of snakes. I only have to worry about 1 row of snakes. And this is kind of a neat little mechanic in this game where everything in this game's on a grid. Now you can also slash enemies. So in this screen, I might want to slash this snake. Slashing is slower than boomeranging. So you want to boomerang enemies as much as you can. But the boomerang hitbox is kind of goofy. Anyway, go right, get this chest. Go up, go left there, trigger the bat, and go up through this door. Perfect. So you want to hold left here and cancel the text box with either the D-pad or the LR buttons. The LR buttons actually cancel text. So this is a screen that you could actually practice your pumping in because it saves quite a bit of time to pump in water. Since Link moves slower in water, it actually saves quite a bit of time in pumping. Okay, so in this screen, we're looking for a rat with a key. It's called Key Rat. And he's on the left side. Now the thing is, sometimes he goes towards you to the right. Sometimes he goes up into the corner. Usually he hangs out in the corner on the left. If he goes up, it's really slow. If he goes to the right, it's really fast. But usually he's in the corner. So I'm going to do like 2 attempts. We'll just test the RNG. Okay, he went into the corner. So I have to like slash him, slash this guy, and boomerang. It's really a pain. I think we're back at snakes. So, well, let's just warp to the Key Rat. Okay, so we're going to hold left here. Pump down. And I'm looking for the... Okay, there's the Key Rat. He's always in that bottom left corner. Problem is he's going up high. It looks like he's going up really high. And uh-oh. It's really a big time loss if he goes up there. It's like really annoying. So it's gonna happen. It's not really worth resetting, but it's just annoying. This time he's not going high. I can just slash him. Perfect. I'm gonna do one more attempt. It's rare that he goes towards you, but hopefully we get it. You know. Wow, I actually got it. So yeah, he's actually going towards me, so I can just slash him really fast. That one's really fast. So we actually want to hold up right here, and there's no pumping because I'm going to the right. If you're going down to right, there's no pumping. So what I'm going to do is go diagonal past this corner, and I'm going to go up to trigger this bat, and then I'm hit diagonal after I trigger him. So like right here, that's actually too late. Right here is perfect. I can just go diagonal, and then hit the door and hold up. It's really convenient. So right here, I usually want to hug the left wall. If you hug this left wall, this bird right here at the top of the screen on the left, he's not going to hit you. So I can just hold up and go past him. It's really cool. So right here, I'm gonna hold left, and this rat right in front of me, he's like the closest rat to me to my left. Sometimes he'll go to the right and he'll hit you. It's really annoying. There's a few ways to handle it. Some people slash, some people boomerang, some people sort of react. I actually try to go past to this tile. It's a bunch of different annoying options. Some people just YOLO it. It only happens 25% of the time. Anyway, you want to hold down left here. If there's rats in the way, you can actually hold down left and press the Y button and cast the boomerang. And it's really convenient, it's really fast, and it's really safe, so I'd recommend that. Okay, this is a fun screen. So if I hold down here, for even 1 pixel, I get a text box. If I hold right, I hug this wall, and there's no text box. And as long as I don't go down a pixel, I don't get the text box. So what I'm going to do in this screen is hold right. Actually, perfect. I'm going to hold right. Wait a minute, Link. You're supposed to hold right. Hold right until my eyebrow, it's like my hairline, my eyebrow, touches this black line, the one visible black line to my right. Perfect. And then I'm going to do diagonal. Alternatively, you could just do to the wall and then down. And then we're going to go right, and you want to be touching this wall right here. So if I go really diagonal, I have to go back to the wall. And if I do early, and I nudge this corner, which is actually slower, it doesn't matter because I'm already touching the wall. So 2 things to watch out for: text. And we're going to get a second text box. And now the reason I want to be touching the wall is because you can hold the A button while this text box loads. I'm holding the A button, and you can look at my input display. And I'll automatically snap to this lever, which is really cool. So you can get really crazy levers if you do that trick. And I think the easiest way to do it is just hold right, do another right, and then during this text box, press the A button when it's loading, and then cancel the text with LR. And then snap on the lever, and then try to avoid one of these guys. And then great, we did escape. So hope you guys enjoyed that escape tutorial. Now we're doing Master Sword. In Master Sword, saving quitting is allowed. We're only going to the Master Sword. So we only need to escape the Eastern Palace, Desert Palace, and Hera Palace. And then we get the Master Sword. So we just rescued Zelda. In this chest to my left is the Sanctuary Heart. For super beginners, I would recommend getting this. It loses a lot of time, but and it's only like 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds, and it heals me. Come on, it gives me an extra heart. In Master Sword, we're going to save and quit. Now, for the first 3 save and quits in Master Sword, all you do is mash all 4 face buttons, and then you're going to warp back to the house. So the save and quits, they're really easy. There's only 5 of them in Master Sword. The first 3 are house, 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 and the second 2 are sanctuary, sanctuary. So they're very easy to do. Also, when you go to your house, you just mash every button for the D-pad, for the face buttons, A, B, X, Y. You just mash A, B, X, Y, so it's very convenient. So if you're kind of worried about like, what's the route, it's very simple, don't worry. Anyway, we're in the house, just hold down and right. Don't do anything except hold down and right. You want to land about here, like right above the green grass area, close to these bushes, and then hold right. Now go right here, and it's kind of hard to eyeball this, but you want to go diagonal past this guard. Perfect. And then hopefully this guard doesn't hit you. Sometimes he aggresses you. Just go through him. So hold up right here, and just keep holding upright until you hit this wall, and you can hold up now. So this guy's really annoying. You can either boomerang him or slash him. Now keep in mind, boomerang is a little bit slower. This guy's really tricky though, so I like to slash him, but you can boomerang too, it's faster. Right here, this guy's also really tricky. You either have to avoid them or get rid of them. But go up here, keep going up and right. When you see this guy, what you want to do is walk right until it activates him. Perfect. And then hit up, go above him, go to the right, press down and slash, and you'll go past him. It's really cool. Really easy to do, actually. You can even go right up next to him. It's very straightforward. If you're really scared, just do an early diagonal and then hold the slash. You're not punished for holding the slash. The early diagonal loses time, but not that much time. So jump down this hole, go right. Now, I was talking about pumping earlier. Guys, pumping is extra effective. It's super effective on stairs. Trust me, pumping saves time. It saves even more time on stairs. So if you ever hold up on a stairs, practice hitting left and right, and you're gonna speed up noticeably. It saves several seconds. Like, I want to say stair pumping, and in any percent run saves 30 seconds. Like, it's huge. And it lasts a sort run, and probably only saves like 5. But it saves a lot of time, so do some pumping. So now we want to go under this guy, and you want to be pretty low. If I'm like right here, it doesn't work. Right here, this guy hits me. Uh-oh. So you want to be really low here, and right when you hit like these 2 holes, hit diagonal. So I'm on the holes, hit diagonal. And then you want to pump up this staircase. You don't have to be too aggressive about it. But you can actually skip that blue guard. It's really cool. And we avoided the blue guard. Now I want to do some more pumping here. Perfect. Great Eastern Overworld. So go up here, grab this pot. Just hold up the entire time here. There's no pumping because I'm just going up. I'm going up and I want to pump left here. Or just hit the switch and don't worry about the pumping. Pumping can be difficult. I support everybody doing it. And so these cannonballs, they can be on the left and they can be on the right. It's random. You have to react. So this one's on the left. I have to go to the right. Okay, this one's on the left. I have to go to the left now. I got 2 on the right. Perfect. This last cannonball, he's a tough one. He's a tough nut to crack. Anyway, go up these stairs. There's actually a chest over there. Like, you can go around if you go left. It's like a 50 rupee chest. But it's just for fun. So now we want to go left. Guys, fun fact, in most dungeons, you want to go left. It's just how it is. But yeah, we want to go left here. If you are low in hearts, and if you're a beginner in this game, you got the Sanctuary Heart. The thing is, when you save and quit, it resets your hearts back down to 3. If you're a beginner in this game, I would recommend picking up this bottom heart. This bottom pot has a heart. The top pot doesn't have a heart. So this bottom pot is really good. The top pot is like marginally faster, but it's not even theoretically faster. It's just like technically faster. So the bottom heart is like a really, really good option. Anyway, this screen, honestly, it's terrible. So we want to hold diagonal out of the screen. And this top skeleton, you have to actually react to him. So this time he just kept going right. So I'm good. This skeleton, if I keep holding down, he's going to hit me. So I have to slash him. So this screen is a real pain. What I would recommend new players do is just, get around them or slash them. You can also just hold left here and then wait for him to do something. Something like that. But the pros do is they hold diagonal and then perfect, something like that. That is kind of difficult. So if you just hold left here, perfect. But yeah, sometimes that guy will actually stop. So, okay, this is everybody's favorite room. So you want to hold up, grab this pot, go down until right about this tile. So it's in this pot and it's on the left. And then you want to go down right until you're touching the bones. You could be really high, but you kind of want to go more into the bones. If you go really deep into the bones, it doesn't work. It also loses time. I'm just going to go a little bit in the bones. Press right and throw the pot, and it'll kill that guy. Now, don't worry about that guy spawning. It's because I'm not moving. So let's draw that one more time. And then we want to hold up left. Right after you throw the pot, hold up left, grab this pot. And when you grab the pot, you want to hold down right. I'm going to show my input display. See how I'm holding down right on my input display? Hold down right, and you want to walk like one tile and then throw the pot. And it'll always kill him. So let's do that and sped up a little bit. And I'm going to throw in some faster animations. That's how I do it. Very easy to do. Very fast. If you're a newer player, this is what it's going to look like. Really good, really fast. Cool. Anyway, go up here. So you want to actually not hold diagonal on this rail. It's kind of a weird movement mechanic. Don't worry too much about it, but you actually want to hold up here, hold left, and then right at this point, hit diagonal. This is a very difficult screen, believe it or not. I know, it's got a shiny chest in it and a dangerous bridge. It's actually very difficult. Anyway, go down to this tile, and I think that the tile dividers are very prominent in this screen. The tile dividers and your shadow is like one of the best visual cues in this game. Like, you're gonna love it. Anyway, go down here. You want to grab this arrow pot. It has an arrow in it. Once you get better at this game, you're gonna start skipping this arrow, but it's really good for new players, so I would highly recommend that. Anyway, you want to go down here, and you want to get into this ladder. Actually, kind of difficult to get into the ladder. So hold down right here. You're going to hold down right until you hit this wall. And then when you hit that wall, you want to hold down even more, and you want to boomerang this guy. So I'm going to have to do that one time faster and sped up. Okay, so I'm going to hold down right until I hit the wall, then hold down, and then I'm going to boomerang this guy right when I'm touching him. It saves time. If you boomerang an enemy when you're like right in front of it, it actually saves an extra 2 or 4 frames 50% of the time. So it's like, I would recommend doing that. But again, kind of a more advanced technique. Hit the switch and then go back into the door. So we're looking for a key in this room, and the key's on the far right and north a little bit. So I'm going to go right and up a little bit, like 3 tiles up and then all the way right. And these skeletons, these spooky skeletons, guys, they get in your way. Like, what are they even doing? So don't worry about them too much. Once you get the skeleton key, get that key, and then I got to avoid them on the way out. If you're low in hearts, like I have 2 hearts, that's too low. There's actually a heart in here and a heart in here. So now I'm back up on hearts. Feeling great. Feeling energized. Feeling ready to take over the world. Now, gamers, you're not supposed to get hit by that guy. That's because I keep saying saves. This guy, you can go past. If he's at the bottom, you can actually just walk over him. If he's at the top, you can walk under him, but believe me, it's difficult. So if he's up high, you want to boomerang him. If he's in the middle, hit him with your ring. If he's at the bottom, you can just walk over him. So he's up high, I'm going to ring him. Now walk right until you open that door. And when you open doors, it's actually a really interesting mechanic. I'll show it on the next door. So these doors, guys, it's not with spiral staircases. It's only with like normal doors. And this is a normal looking door. We're going to hold upright, and then we want to stop holding upright when we get close to the door. About a tile within the door, I lag if I'm holding upright here. So this is a time loss. Notice my link like really slows down. Notice he really slows down. Yeah, if I'm holding up, I don't get that slowdown. Now I'm going to prove it to you. So on my top right of the screen, there's 4 numbers. The first 2 numbers are seconds, and the second 2 numbers are frames. And there's 60 frames in a second. So that's how you time things with the practice hack in this game. It's very useful. So what I'm going to do is make a save state in a cutscene, and then I'm going to hold up and left, and I got a 54:38. That's 54 seconds and 38 frames. Now I'm going to do one where I'm just holding diagonal, and we're going to see what I get. 54:42. So I got 54 seconds and 42 frames. It might be kind of hard to visually tell that I'm losing frames by holding diagonal, but it's actually provably slower if I just do cardinals. Now, I'm going to do cardinals and pump. And I got a 54:41, so I messed up. Let's try again, guys. That was not good. 54:37, right? So I actually saved a frame from pumping. That's how pumping can actually save time. not doing diagonals on doors that look like this is a good idea. The reason I say look like this is because spiral staircases, for some reason, don't have this property. I think every other door does, and key doors that are not open don't. When you open a key door, they automatically gain that property. So yeah, just make sure you do up and then left. And it's every door like that. So this screen is actually notoriously difficult, and I'm going to give you guys a fairly easy strategy that you can follow my inputs and figure out. And if you can't get the strategy down, that's fine. I'm going to show you a very noob-friendly strategy as well. So what we're going to do is hold diagonal down left. You can look at my input display until we touch this wall. And I have a while. You need to switch it down at some point. And you want to go down. And you can use your shield for this, but I like using Link's Shadow. Yeah, Link's Shadow's better. Yeah, Link's Shadow's better because this shield bobs up and down. You want to be under the top of this tile. So notice how my shadow is like under the top of this brick thingy. Perfect. Because what that means is I'm not going to hit this popo. If I'm even a pixel too high, I'm going to hit the popo. So I have to be touching this block and then I won't hit the popo. So perfect. I'm going to walk to about right here. And what I'm going to do from here is press up and not diagonal. If you press diagonal, you go past them. I'm going to press up. I'm going to take damage. And during the damage, and you have like 30 frames for this, you have like half a second. During the damage, I'm going to hit left. And I'm going to keep holding left. Just keep holding left until I'm on top of this pot. And then what I'm going to do is pick the pot up, press down, pick the pot up, and just keep holding down. So I messed up there because I'm doing it in real time. Don't worry about that. And you always activate this chest. So sometimes what happens is you go to the left of the chest, to the pot. Sometimes you're too short, you're too far right, and you take damage from the popo, and you don't go far enough left. So that strategy is really reliable. It's really good for faster runners. Okay, so what happened right there? I actually grabbed the chest in the middle. You actually want to grab it on the right side. So like this strategy, it's really good, and I would highly recommend practicing it. See how I grabbed the pot from the right side? The right side's much better than the middle. Honestly, the right side, the middle sucks. Just grab it from the right side. If that's too difficult for you, I'm going to give you an easier strategy. Now, guys, I was saying earlier, if you're low in hearts, there are backup hearts. So what I'm going to do, this is an easier strategy. I'm going to hold diagonal still, and then when I'm right above this guy, I'm going to slash him, and that's going to get rid of him. Now, guys, if you're low on hearts, and you only need 2 hearts for this, well, you need 3 for the slower strategy. Just get a heart from here, and even potentially a heart from here. Like you got backup. So what you're going to do is go above the pot. You're going to press down. You're going to take damage, and then you're going to have to realign with the pot. If you just hold down, it's not going to work. You're going to have to realign with the pot. You can use diagonals, but then you're going to go back down and pick up the pot. So let's do that in real time a few times. Notice how I went, took damage, picked up the pot, reacted. I think, honestly, like... Well, that didn't work. Okay, wait a minute. Most people have 4 hearts here. So. This is a lot easier to do with 4 hearts. This strategy is a lot harder with 3 hearts. And it's more dangerous with 3 hearts. It's a lot easier with 4 hearts. And I'm going to show you why it's easier with 4 hearts. Let's say... Wait a minute. That just worked. Let's say... See how I messed that up? And I had to take damage an extra time. If you have 4 hearts, you can subsidize that. And it's unlikely that you got both of these heart pots and both of the other heart pots. So what you could do after having 1 heart is go back and get one of these heart pots. So you could even do this as easy as like just walking into it, grab the pot, and then do that. Like it's super easy to do. If the pot's not there, you could just walk into it and then walk on top of it. And it's very easy to do. So this screen is notorious for being difficult and people losing runs on. You're going to lose runs here. If you practice this a little bit, it's a lot easier. If you do... See how I messed up? And even though I have 4 hearts, it still works. And then most likely, I could get this heart. So I'm going to do that one time in one show, just to show you guys for new players. And I'm going to reset my hearts to 3 here. So yeah, what I'm doing is slash the guy. Perfect. And then, you know, let's say I'm like, okay, I don't want 2 hearts. I need 3 hearts. Or maybe I messed up and I took an extra damage. Just get the heart. Problem solved, you know. Easy screen. So if you can't do that, you have to kill all the enemies. It takes like 40 seconds. Like nobody wants to do that. Come on, guys. You're a speedrunner now. Okay, so pump right. Hold up and pump right there. Hold down right here because you want both of these pots. They have arrows in them. It's very dope. And then anyway, go past this guy. You can pump up these stairs, get this bow. So fun fact, if you're on the far left pixel, you can't get the bow. Every other pixel you can get the bow. Anyway, you gotta avoid these heads. Actually, I think in the run you don't need to avoid the heads, so don't even worry about them. They're just looking for a friend, guys. They're just looking for another head. Okay, so this screen honestly is awful. You're gonna want to switch the bow. Actually, I would switch the bow to the bow in the previous screen. Like in this screen, pull your bows out. So what we're gonna do here is we need to kill the right green Igor, and you can kill him with slashes. It takes 8 slashes, so it's terrible. You can kill him with a pot, but the pot is kind of hard to hit, and it's kind of hard to get to, and it's just weird. So we're gonna use the bow. And guys, wait a minute. We got the bow in this dungeon. I think they want us to use the bow. So there's 3 different ways to do this. You can kill 2 guys, you can kill 1 guy, and you can kill 0 guys. 2 guys is the easiest and the slowest. 1 is in the middle, and then 0 is the fastest. But 0 is really difficult. Since this is a beginner tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to do it too. So I'm going to hold up and right until right. That was good, but I didn't want to kill the guy with my bow. I'm going to hold up and right until my shadow is above the 3rd tile. And again, you can use the tile dividers right here and the bottom of the Link's shadow. The bottom of Link's shadow is the exact bottom of his hitbox. It's the exact bottom of Link. It's a perfect visual cue. Right here, you could slash. It'll kill both of those and then go under him and arrow him. It's very easy to do. Problem is with this, sometimes you go too far out and you only kill 1 guy. You can still arrow him. You just might have to arrow one of the popos instead. Like if I mess up, this is a mistake. Notice I still got him. I thought I shot 3 arrows with that. But it's not too difficult to time this pretty precisely and get a pretty decent screen. Can also do it with 1 slash. The 1 slash isn't too hard actually. Just slash that guy, go to the right and arrow. And the 1 slash is actually faster. Oh, but see, sometimes it's risky. Sometimes it's a little bit risky. So I think the 2 slash is like more risk free, but yeah. If for some reason you can't kill them, you can actually like pick up this pot and get a heart up there actually. Well, a big old heart up there, gamers. And then get my arrows. Yum. Yum in my tummy. So on this screen, there's 4 hearts here, or there's 4 pots here. One has a switch. We need to hit that switch. It's the bottom left one. But before we get there, I'm going to show you guys 2 different strategies. Number 1, don't worry about the anti-fairies. The screen's actually really easy. So we're going to pick up the top right pot, the top left pot, the bottom left pot, and then just go straight out the door. If you need a heart for some reason, which actually is a common thing, pick up the top right pot, the bottom right pot, and then you're going to get a heart, and then top left, bottom left. So we're going to do like 2 trials of this screen. Hold right here to cancel stair lag, do a diagonal. Perfect. So that gets a heart. It's a lot slower. I wouldn't recommend it, but it still works. So what I want to do for this screen is stay on this tile. Once I grab this, go diagonal, and then get it in the middle. And then once you grab this, hold down left, and you can just hit the switch. So let's do that in quicker motion. So what I did there is 100. That was actually really fast too. Maybe I'll slow it down for you guys. See how I grabbed it in the middle? Perfect. And that was actually really, really good. If you got times like that, you're doing great. You're already doing amazing. If I need the heart, just gonna get the heart. I think the heart shot's a little awkward. It only loses 1 second though. Like, I mean, if you have a 30-minute master sword time, I think getting the heart, like playing safe in this game is usually a good idea. But yeah, let's do that one more time. If you grab this on the slightly on the left, it's kind of a better idea. You need these arrows usually, so I would recommend getting them. So in this, what we're gonna do is go out to about this tile and then do a diagonal. And then you gotta hold left again and then do another diagonal. If you're too far right, you're gonna hit this guy, so I gotta do another diagonal. It's slightly faster if you pump, but the pumping's really hard. You can alternatively, I think you can just go right here and then do a hard diagonal. That works too. It's the bottom lever. And it's tricky actually, I guess I should explain it. Yeah, if you're, So this game's actually 3-dimensional, interestingly. The camera's not. The camera's like clearly 2-dimensional, but the game's actually presented in 3 dimensions. And so people's heads don't have hitboxes because you're behind them. You're not like they're not like the Igors, they don't move around on their back. They move around on their feet. So their head is actually it's in because the game it functions in 3 dimensions. So you can actually go behind these guys. Well, not like that. Wait a minute. You can go behind these guys a little bit, right? Because right here, I'm not touching his feet. I'm not touching his hitbox. I'm behind him. And it's the same reason why Link's hat doesn't really have a hitbox. Which means these pots are literally flat. This pot, believe it or not, is completely flat. And when you pick it up, question marks. Questions come up. Anyway, another thing you do is hold down left until you go like right about your shadow goes maybe to these white dots and then just hold left. That works too. If you just practice this a little bit, you'll get it every time. So here's the trick room. Top left is the tile is the answer. You gotta avoid these cannonballs and they're pretty annoying. So good luck with that. So this screen's actually pretty tricky. You gotta kill these 2 skeletons and then kill the red guy. You're gonna do it with an arrow and this left pot has an arrow in it. Or has has an arrow in it. Sometimes you use 2 arrows, sometimes you use 2 pots. Sometimes you can slash them because you can't hit them with arrows or pots. So one fun fact about the screen, if you look where the skeletons are, let's just call that 0, the 0 tile. So if we go to the right 1 tile, that's like the first tile. 2 tiles to the right is the second tile. 3 tiles to the right is the third tile. This is the 4th tile. So right now I'm on the, right, this is the 3rd tile. This is the 2nd tile. This is the 1st tile. And this is the 4th tile. That's where the skeletons can stop. Fun fact, the skeletons actually can't stop on the 3rd tile. They can only stop on the 1st, 2nd, or 4th tile, but like they only stop on these tiles. So what this means is usually in this screen, you will walk to the 2nd tile and then try to react. Believe me, this is insanely difficult. So I'm going to walk right here and try to react. Perfect. So that's a good reaction. Get the arrow pot and then kill this guy. Right here, I just go for a 2-pot strategy. I think the 2-pot strategy is actually pretty good. If it's much easier, but it's kind of like slower. Again, reacting. I think this screen's ridiculously difficult, so good luck doing it. You can also try to kill him with 2 arrows, like something like that. You still need the arrow pot. Okay, so yeah, sometimes if you're a new player, you can like slash them and spin them. You know, like sometimes you just need to get through the screen. Look at this strategy made up. I wouldn't recommend that. Anyway, let's kill the red guy. Let's kill the red Igor gamers. See, sometimes you mess up and it's like, oh shoot. Okay, so this pot, the exact top of this pot, actually, I'm pretty sure it does trigger them. No, I think if you're touching the pot, it doesn't. It's more fun with the pots. Let's get this pots back out. Got him. Okay, yeah. So check this out. If I'm touching this pot, it doesn't trigger his eyeball. If I go up 1 pixel, it'll trigger the eyeball. Again, this entire game is on a grid with the tiles. All the mechanics, all the physics, nearly all the physics and mechanics are dependent on this grid. The grid is incredibly important. And these eyeball mechanics, his awareness hitbox or his awareness box, it's a gigantic square and it only goes until 1 pixel above this line of pots. I don't know how far out it goes. Let's find out. I'm guessing it's... it's right there. So it's just like this line. It's like right here. It's like a few pixels from here. Yeah, see how it's like when I'm touching, my shadow is touching this tile divider. Like when my shadow touches this gray area, that'll activate him. That's because this whole game's on a tile grid. So what you want to do is grab this pot, kill him, and then go slightly above this. I've activated him. As long as I'm in this gigantic square, I've activated him. Which means I can just go to the right, go up. So when he fully opens his eyeball, if you're really far back, you could just shoot 2 arrows. If you're not far back, you have to wait like 5 frames. Like it's barely anything. So let's just try to do this a few times. Shoot the arrows. And then you can hold up during the arrows. It doesn't even matter. See how I was really far back? It's a lot easier if you're far back in my opinion. But it's much slower. So it's kind of when you get better, you try to push the limits more. Anyway, what you want to do after you kill him is slash your sword to the right. And what this is going to do is sometimes when you slash your sword up, You slash it too soon and you start clinking on the door. And if you start clinking on the door and it opens up, you actually get sucked into this doorway. Because this is an automatic doorway, which means you get sucked into it. I'm not moving at all, and it gets sucked into it. And you don't charge your sword. So you want to charge the sword to the right. And then we're going to walk up. And we're going to walk right until we are in the middle of these popos. Now, we want to be on this... See how there's like 3 tiles the popos are on, or 3 rows of tiles the popos are on? We want to be on the bottom row of tiles. So you can actually be slightly under it, but just aim for that row. It's the second tile if you look at these gigantic octagons. It's the second gigantic octagon. And you can let go of your spin. So if I'm too low right here, this will miss. This will hit because I'm on that tile. So just look for the tile. So perfect. Okay, guys, this is, I think this is the hardest screen for newer players in the game. Or it's at least... It's so common to die here for new players. So if you die here, don't be too worried about it. There's a few ways to handle this screen. And what I'm going to say right now is going to help you out a lot in the future once you play more. The less diagonals you do here and the better your movement is, the easier the screen gets. So if this screen seems hard one day, just keep playing. It'll become very easy to do, because as you get better, it becomes easier. And the reason for that is because if I go a really far diagonal, I've activated these guys. The problem is, when I go to kill these guys, I have to go really far back and I get hit. If I just barely go diagonal, I went 2 frames there. It's hard for a new player to do that. But if I just barely go diagonal, I don't have to go that far back diagonal on the way back. So it's much easier to do when you're better. Now, if you're exactly in the middle of the screen, your arrows go between them. Like, are you kidding me, game? Are you kidding me, game? That was ridiculous. So, also, to activate these guys, I think it's slightly, again, guess what? It's tile perfect. So if I'm touching this wall, I'm not going to activate them. If I go up 1 pixel, I activate them. Let's try to go up 1 pixel. See how, well, wait a minute. Okay, it's probably like 2 pixels. Maybe it's like 3 pixels. Wait a minute. I was right. It is tile specific, but it's not. Okay, it's this tile. I got the tile wrong. In a speedrun, you just walk up. You don't care about the tiles. But yeah, it's 1 pixel up from here, I'm pretty sure. So look at that. Oh my god. So here's the other issue. You can't just kill them. Like, do you see how hard this is? Now I could manually kill them, just wait for the eyeballs to spawn, and then start, rapid fire. Put my machine gun in it. But another noob strat you could do is actually go slightly left, like slightly diagonal. You can actually let go of your spin with a diagonal, but I find it easier just to go slightly diagonal. Like, just go a little bit diagonal. That way you could just go up, down. And the more slight diagonal you do is better. So, wait a minute. That's wrong, gamers. Bad save state. So you just go like slightly diagonal, and then you can just do up, downs. Another thing you can do is do a slight diagonal. Stop on the second guy. You want to do 1, 2, 1. There are other strats like that, like you do 1, 1, 1, 1. But come on, that's so bad, dude. Don't do that. If I ever catch you doing 1, 1, 1, 1, I'm gonna be disappointed. Yeah, what is this strat? Never do that. Okay, if somebody's doing that, they're just wrong. You want to do this 1, 2, 2, 1. You can kill the right guy first. It doesn't matter, but I'm right-handed, so yeah, you can do this, but that's backwards. That's if you're in Wario World. Okay, that's Mirror World. We're in Link's village. Okay. Yeah, just try doing a slight diagonal. Another thing you can do is pull your sword out. That's actually, this is like I've never played the game, or I've never really done speedruns of it, way to do it. It's ridiculously easy to do, and it's also kind of safe. This is alternative if you just want to do a run. The sword method's like really, really good. So, but yeah, this is what the good players do, and that was quadruple pixel perfect. That was 1 frame left. 2. I think it's actually I don't even know. It's just 2 perfect. Anyway, guys, Armos. You need 18 arrows in Armos. Also, I'm gonna try to show you guys one thing. See how easy that was because I have perfect movement. If you don't have perfect movement, it's a lot harder to do. So I need 18 arrows for landmo. Oh yeah, okay. Last thing. If you're a new player, recommend the sword method. Try to minimize the diagonal movement, and you'll notice it'll become easier. If you do an early diagonal and you just do up downs, and you don't move up after the second arrow, it also becomes a lot easier. So on Armos, we need 18 arrows. I only have 17, which means I can't do Armos fast. So there's 3 arrow pots on the screen, and there's 3 hearts. So these are the 2 arrow pots, and this is the 3rd arrow pot. And yeah, and guess what? The rest are hearts. Wait a minute. There's 4 arrow pots. Okay, there's 4 arrow pots and 2 hearts. Nobody's getting this arrow pot. Why would I know there's an arrow pot in there? So yeah, I need to get extra arrows. Now I have 30, perfect. What we're going to do is 30 arrows if you're a new player. I actually don't really have a strategy if you're a new player. Honestly, just try to kill them. Like, I'm just going to try to kill them. There's 3. There's 3 more. And there's just shoot left. And, you know, this is the new player strategy. Like, there's nearly no strategy here. It's kind of hard to hit them left, right sometimes. Like, maybe you want to do up, down. So we'll just do it again for new players if you're up, down. So if you're up, down, it's like really, really easy to hit. Because this game's 3-dimensional, so it's really hard to hit enemies that are going left, right. But if they're going up, down, well, it's supposed to be easy to hit, okay? But yeah, see how if they're up, down, it's like really easy to aim. See, and if they're red, they're really easy to aim, so. Okay, if you want a slightly more advanced strat, what we're going to do is go right above this guy. You can actually touch him, but just go above him. Stand on this tile, like right in between them. If you're too far left, you get hit. If you're too far right, you get hit. Just stand right in between them, and then shoot 5 arrows to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 5th arrow, hold up left until you hit the 2nd tile here. And if you're a little bit to the right, it works. If you're a little too far to the right, it doesn't work. So you really want to be on the 2nd tile. And then press down and just shoot 13 arrows. So I'm going to do that faster so that I don't mess up. This requires a little bit of practice, but it's a very effective strategy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and then hold down. You need to hold down or rhythmically press down every now and then. If you're a new player, I doubt you're going to be able to hold down the whole way through. But rhythmically pressing down is a really good alternative. Like, do you see how I've just pressed down a little bit? You need to press down. If you don't press down, they bulk up. If you hold down, you can time the arrows. Golden. Anyway, that's the easy way to do it. You can speed it up a lot. It gets a lot more optimized. So grab that pendant. You want to grab it as low as you can. The crystals you want to grab as high as you can. Okay, mash this text. We're going to get the boots of Sahasrahla. And then we're going to go over to... it's 52 minutes in this tutorial. I hope you guys are having a good time. We are going... Okay, yeah, jump down here. You can actually... Okay, fun fact. Oh, wait a minute. This is too fun of a fact. This is why this is 52 minutes. Because this game's too fun. Okay. You want to hold down left here. Again, you want to be on a specific tile here. And you can use your... Actually, I need some arrows. There we go. You could use your shadow to look at the line divider. If you're too high, you get stuck on this guy. If you're too low, you just lose time. So I would actually recommend going low for new players. And then either nudge or just go back up high. Nudging loses time, but, you know, whatever. If you're lucky, you just hit land on it. But yeah, hold down right here. Keep holding down right all the way until you stop moving. Keep holding down right, actually. Just keep holding down right the whole way through. Keep holding down right until you fall off. And then hold left. And when you fall off again, hold up left. It's very easy to do. And new players, again, just holding down right here, down left here the whole time until I fall off, and I keep holding down left. So let's talk to our dude. I think he's either wearing a cowboy hat or he's bald. I'm not really sure. But he gives us these boots. Can you imagine Sahasrahla running around with these shoes? Okay. I can, because I've played this game enough. Anyway, we got the shoes. We're going to arm a saving quit, guys. So make sure to open up the saving quit menu. It's the second one. This will be a good time to talk about the Japanese language. Why are we playing in Japanese? I know someone's going to ask this. Japanese version is faster than the English version. There's 3 different versions of the Japanese version. The 1.0 version, the 1.1, and the 1.2. They're all slightly different. They're basically the same game, but they're slightly different. The Japanese 1.0 version, it sounds very rare in Mystic. It's actually really common. It has extra glitches. So we play on the Japanese 1.0 version. But yeah, just save and quit. So again, I'm going to my house. Remember, it's house, sanctuary. So I can just sit mash here. You can actually dash out here. You can also walk. It's the same thing. I'm curious. Walk 1 tile down, dash left, walk about 3 tiles over, dash down, and you want this is a very precise dash. You want to dash down right about here. So it's hard to like visualize it, but maybe honestly, it's a really hard dash. I wouldn't blame you if you just walked that. Actually, that's what I love about this game. You just time stuff. I wonder if walking is better than dashing. I'm just gonna walk diagonal. Let's see what I get. 427. Now let's try dashing. 413. Yes, I say it's 14 frames to dash. So you could walk if you're a newer player. Just walk around down here. The thing is, you want to nudge on this right here. You want to either nudge on it or be pixel perfect. Because if you're too low, you either bonk or you like. You need the arrows. Actually, don't waste your arrows. You either bonk or you like nudge, and it's just really hard. So you want to. I think walking diagonal is actually okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is there's 2 strats here. There's an easy strat and there's a hard strat, and the hard strat's, guess what? It's much faster. The easy strat is to, when you enter this bush, hit the second bush and then hit right, and then charge a second dash, and then go down. Or you could go down in the middle. Problem if you go down in the middle is that you nudge. Like if I dash down right here, I nudge at the beginning of my dash. If you nudge when you start a dash up, like did you notice how I nudged? Wait, what are these guys doing? They're dancing. If I nudge on these trees as I dash past them, I lose a bunch of frames. So it's actually a lot faster in this game to not dash right here. It's faster to dash right here. Interestingly, it's also why you don't want to dash right here, because if you dash in the middle, you always nudge. So you usually want to dash on this one or the last one. Now, I do think it can be kind of difficult to dash on the last one. Like you'd have to cancel the diagonal, but you could cancel the cardinal. So maybe just try it. Maybe just try it. Aim for the middle. Notice how that's slower though. But yeah, just aim for the middle, or press a right and aim for the right side bush. So I'm gonna go down here, dash left, dash to this row of bushes. It's always safe. Do a diagonal here and then dash on this corner. So right when you hit this corner, just start a dash. And then you actually want to hold your sword. If you forget your hold your sword, don't worry. We're going to do a glitch called spin speed. So what I'm going to do is let go of the B button, and then I have one frame. I need to press the A button. The next frame, I let go of the B button. And there I missed it. But if you do it properly, you can't slash at all. Like I'm like mashing the B button. Where are my slashes? Also, what is Link doing here? Link, what do you do, man? It's not a, that's the wrong bush. So once I'm in this animation, if I touch a ladder, I don't want to go up too high. Actually, that's high enough. If I touch a ladder, I start moving really fast. I still am doing weird stuff. I'm still doing weird stuff to nature. Also, if you grab this bush, like this is just for fun. It's from the spin speed glitch. So again, it's a one frame trick. If it's too hard to do, the point is that you can go up here like really fast. If it's too hard to do, I think the other strategy is to like dash to this, walk up here, dash to here, but nobody wants to do that. Actually, this is a really hard trick. It loses a bunch of time if you mess it up. But if you ever get it, what you can do is hold up until you hit this door, and then hit right, and you always go into the door. So in this, you want to hold left until you hit this tile right here, this third tile. And if you just hold left, you'll always hit the tile. I did it right there because I'm practicing. Okay. The way the movement in this game works, if you just hold left, you always hit this tile. So right there, I hit it perfect. Get the Book of Murderer. Anyway, you want to hold the select button during this text. Yeah, let's try that again. I want to show you a cool way to do this. So notice how I'm exactly in the middle of the tile. If you're too far right, you go past it. If you're too far left, well, it's the same thing. It's just slower. So if you hold left, it's like kind of a trick. Anyway, you want to get this book. So when you get the book, you actually want to hold the select menu and then cancel this with LR and all your face buttons and even potentially your D-pad. That's actually what I do in like world record attempts. I'll show you. If you look at my input display, I press it with the other button. I think I saved. And then I use the D-pad to cancel the text. And then the select menu immediately comes up. And I can just select. Now again, it's house. The sanctuary. So I just mash the house. Very easy to remember. And we're over halfway done with this run. So dash out. You can walk down here or dash down here. It's the same thing. Dash down here. Now we go left. And you're trying to dash. You're trying to dash when you're touching this bush right here. Because again, this whole game's on a grid. If you're not touching the bush, you'd get the water. It's not that much slower. Notice how I'm not on the water if I'm touching the statue. But if I go over 1 pixel, I'm suddenly hanging out in the pool. This is where the noobs hang out. Hee. No, okay. All right, so never dash here, but it's never dash there, guys. Anyway, you want to dash left, dash down through this bush. Again, you can dash in the middle here. The problem is you might nudge on these bushes, so it's like slightly slower. So yeah, I'm just gonna try it. Oh, I didn't get it. No big deal. Don't try to correct it. Just keep dashing. So walk here, go. You can pump there actually. So start your dash. You want to go right at the end of the grass. It's right at the end of the grass you want to start dashing. Yeah, the reason you don't want to dash in the middle is right there, that nudge. It actually loses time. It means you could dash right here, but I'm pretty sure the RNGs are worse, or like you get lag or something. Oh, see how I got it? Great. It saves a few frames. It's great. So go left, right at the end of the grass, dash down. Perfect. And then right under this bush, you want to dash left. If you're too early, you'll nudge and it's like, or you'll bonk. It's really bad. So you want to do it kind of late. Like if you do it down here, I mean, no sweat. No one's who's counting. So I'll do that one more time, and let's go really late on the last dash. See how I did that early? Well, that was lag. That's not my fault. Just blame the lag. Guys, if you ever mess up, just blame lag or your controller. Okay, so dash up here. You want to dash ASAP. In this game, if you dash against a slope, it's actually faster than dashing cardinally. So walking and like the fastest thing here is dash on the slope, cancel your dash so you get more slope right here. If I dash up here, it's true that I can still dash left, but I'm not dashing on this slope and it's slower. They're called slope dashes, and they actually save a lot of time in the run. So right here again, I could cancel my dash right here, but I want to cancel it right here to get this slope. It saves a few frames. You want to cancel your dash left right here and then dash left. And the visual cue for it, there's a very specific visual cue, because otherwise you get a present from Arizona. So do you see these like lumps in the ground? It's like at the tip of my sword. There's like these lumps. It's like maybe a camel. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 4th lump, that's when you want to turn left. And if your shadow is touching these 2 pieces of grass, that means you're good. So notice my shadow is not touching them. That means I'm going to get hit by the cactus. And this is all true, and we know this is true because of how this game is on a grid. It's really convenient. So what we're going to do, and also actually another thing, guys, you know how this game's on a grid? Well, your dashing is actually in line with that grid. So if you start your dash right here, you're always adjusted to the grid, which means that I can always get a frame perfect dash here. Actually, I'm a pixel high. Okay, I was wrong. You don't always get adjusted to the grid. If you nudge, you get adjusted to the grid. So yeah. Is that frame perfect? No, it's not. Well, don't worry about getting frame perfect dashes. In fact, if you dash really low, it's not much slower. Like let's say you dash to the 3rd mountain. This is fine. But this is the optimal dash. It's on this 4th area right here. But let's just say you dash low. Yeah, it's because of this cacti. So like I have literally no idea where this is going to hit me or not. And it's not going to hit me right now because it's, the game's clearly the first 3-dimensional Zelda game released. Clearly. We can just use this grass. So yeah, actually, like I won't hit the cactus. 100% chance. Perfect. And it looks like there's 2 of them. Wait, really? I didn't know that. Okay, so no, I'm kidding. We want to dash left until this pocket right here. So it's not quite this corner that you want to stop on. It's a tile to the left. So it's kind of tricky. It's very visually deceiving, I think. Some people do actually try to menu here to the book and try to find out the tile. And the tile is specific because what'll happen is... Okay, yeah, also a fun fact. If I'm too high, let's say I dash like right here. I'm way too high. Just hold diagonal down left a little bit and then dash. So you're not punished. Yeah, so maybe I'm going to pause, check my menu. Okay, so if I stop my dash right here, I'm fine. If I stop my dash right here, I'm not fine. But right here is good too. This is good. This is good, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of hard because I'm going to nudge on this. Yeah, you don't want to be right here, though, because I'm going to bonk after that guy has a hug session with me. I'm going to bonk if I'm right here. Actually, I might not even. Yeah, I bonked right there. So. Anyway, it's not, again, it's just trying to get through it. Like, maybe I'm going to bonk, so I just cancel my dash early. So you can actually dash right when your ears get off the stairs. You can actually start a dash and it's faster. But you can just walk. You can, I would not dash here. Dashing upstairs is much slower. Ideally, you pump here. I menu the book and then start a dash. The dash, actually thinking about, is more of an advanced technique. Just walk. Yeah, just walk. So again, you can use the tiles here. So this line divider, it means I can read the book. So as long as I'm on this tile, I can read the book. So, okay. Exposed again. No, okay. I have to be slightly higher. Okay, good. Wait, really? Okay. This one's deceiving. But it works. You need to be off that area. Right. Interesting. Maybe it's because Link is a little bit nearsighted. I think Link's a little bit. He's just a little bit nearsighted, so he needs his glasses. His uncle didn't give him glasses. He just gave him his sword and a shield. Anyway, go left here. Go up here. You can pop up these stairs. Saves a lot of time. Go inside this dude's mouth. He's drooling out stairs. Okay, cool. We want to go up a lot or diagonal or hold left. We want to go over, and you want to go right before this like beam thingy. You dash up. So this dude right here is actually so annoying. He always gets you. So yeah, the noob strat would just be to hold left until you're facing left. I'm going to bonk right here, so it's kind of precise. One easy way to tell though is that if you are not on this guy's tile, so yeah, I'm not going to bonk here. I'm not going to bonk here. I'm not going to bonk. I'm not going to bonk. Okay, I went too far, but yeah, if you're on the same tile as this guy, you're going to bonk. And that's because, again, everything in this game's on a grid. So yeah, this is actually the pixel perfect. Let's get to the actually, I think one more left. Actually, I think this will bonk. Let's try it out. So yeah, I think this will bonk. It's because I'm in the same tile as them, so I'm gonna bonk. If I was a pixel to the right, I'm not gonna bonk. Look at that. Hey, it actually worked, guys. So you just hold left here once he gets out of the stairs. You can't dash in the doorway. So if I'm dashing right here, wait a minute. You can dash in the doorway, but you can't change direction. So like, if I hold up, I can turn in my dash. So I'm not gonna bonk because I'm not on the guy's tile. So grab this, and it's kind of difficult. But what you want to do is grab the pot, throw the pot, and then start a dash really early. Now make sure to grab the bottom pot because I messed up. That's why you want to hold left here. The bottom pot with the arrow. So start a dash. Now guys, if this is too hard, what you can do is kill this guy with the bottom pot. So I'll try to do that. Yeah, maybe my movement's like really bad or something. There we go. That's really slow. I not recommend doing that, but it works. So you're always going to dash into the screen, which means you always have your sword out. Now there's two strategies. You can poke dash him, which is kind of hard, or just charge a spin. Just charge a spin him, dash, and then dash left. So you want to dash into this doorway, and then what you're going to do here is just walk diagonal. And this is really easy. It's really easy, and it's really good. There's probably like 6 different ways to do this screen. If you watch runners, you will always see somebody do something different. What I do is walk diagonal until you're clearly away from the guy, and then press up. And then again, you want to be touching this torch statue, and you can use the tile to determine that, and then try to bonk this, and it'll knock the key off. If I'm even 1 pixel low, it won't knock the key off. So I should be a pixel. I'm like 2 pixels low. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Like this won't work. Actually, it did work. But I'm touching the thing, so. If you want a slightly easier way to do this, just try walking diagonal the whole way. And what you'll do is touch the statue. So you're always going to bonk on it. Another really, really easy noob strategy you can do is just go to the side of it. But I don't think that's anywhere near remotely as near as good as what I do. You can also go left and then try to dash here, but come on, my strat's better than that. Who would do that? So yeah, this is actually like pretty good. Maybe we could find something really silly. Does this work? No, this is getting too silly. Wow, that's getting too silly, guys. Anyway, if you're in the middle here, you get hit by this guy. So you get, whoa! How did that happen, dude? I went left. If you're lined up with this telepathic tile, you get hit. So you want to be slightly to the right of it, and you can walk through the good dude. See, we were enemies a minute ago, but now we're best friends. So I'm gonna get hit. Okay, I'm not gonna get hit because I'm past the telepathic tile. So perfect. Okay, the laser hit me. That one's different. That's the laser because I was slowing the screen down. If you noticed a theme in this game, it's basically. Oh wait a minute. Okay, that was just my fault. Actually, I think I wasn't past the telepathic tile. I don't actually use the telepathic tile as a visual cue. It doesn't even work. The telepathic tile. Okay, I'm wrong about the telepathic tile. I was wrong. I don't even use that. I just made it up. Just walk pretty far left. You don't have to walk all the way left. Like, you can hang out with this guy a little bit. Hold right here, or you can hold down right. Right is easier because it'll show you when you're visual. Keep going right. So in Master Sword, you can skip this arrow pot. If you're feeling extra fiendish, you can. Wait, actually, never mind. You always skip this arrow pot. Yeah, try to dash down here. So advanced strategy time. You actually don't want to nudge this pot on the way down. If you nudge this pot on the way down, there we go. That's what I was looking for. That loses a ton of time. So advanced strategy, you actually want to dash kind of in the middle of these. You also don't want to nudge this wall. So you kind of want to dash like, it's like an 8 pixel window right here or something. If you're a newer player, you know, hey, who really cares about that? Don't worry about that too much. Just dash right here. Hold down right. You want to hold down right until you're touching this door. And then right when Link touches the door, just hit right. Don't worry about nudging on the door. It is slower. You'll find in runs, it's a lot better to nudge on the door than it is to have bad movement. So this screen's very easy. Just diagonal, and then right when you touch the door, hit right. Okay, this screen's very difficult. The easy way to do it is just to kill these guys. And then go through the door. You know, that's fine. The harder way to do it is you want to hold right out of this doorway until you clear the doorway. Otherwise, it loses time. I'm not even kidding. It's a weird door mechanic. Right, this is good enough. I want to hold diagonal until my shadow passes this statue, and then slash up, and then walk down, and I'm going to dash, and it's always going to kill this guy because of how the tile mechanics work in this game. This is very difficult to do. And then I'm going to slash this guy up. Now, when you slash the third guy up, what happens is you have to wait at least 4 frames. If you try to slash first frame after a dash through an enemy that kills the enemy, it doesn't work. So that may have sounded complicated. It is. This strategy is difficult. It's very difficult to do. But you're going to find, if you're a newer player, doing these kind of weird bootleg strategies isn't that fun. You can also do something like this. Like, that was actually kind of dope. You know, that's pretty easy to do. I'm just holding right, up, and then right here, down right, diagonal. And then, you know, good RNG. That's not too slow. But you're going to find doing these bootleg strategies not that fun. Another thing you can do is just go up. Yeah, like look at this. Look at this. See, that's like a very slow way I do it, but it's a lot easier. I just went above the statue, up, down. I'll grab the statue, hit right, dash, always kills that guy. And then, you know, walk into him, hang out with him. Okay, so here, just dash. There's 4 different RNGs here, so sometimes you have to react to the cannonballs and go around them. There's very like specific advanced strats for them. I'm going to put them in my intermediate tutorial, so don't worry about them now. Just try to get past these cannonballs. Cancel this with the diagonal, get the big key. Now we're going to go back to the beginning of the left side of the dungeon. Another dungeon, notice that we go left at the start of. Anyway, pump down here. So right when you hold you want to hold diagonal. Like, you would pump right here. Past the statue, don't pump, because I'm trying to do diagonal movement. You know, pumping slower than diagonal movement. So I'm just going to hold diagonal. Right when I hit the wall, I want to hold down and then left. If I do a clean diagonal, I slow down because of the wall. So I want to hit the wall, down, and then left. Another important thing, guys, with these doors, it's very, very common. Don't go under the door. If you hold down and then go under the door, you lose like 15 or 20 frames. If you enter the door early, use like 2 frames. So it's like 2 versus 20 frames. Just enter these doors high. Like right here, this is really high. Just who cares? Just enter the door. And that's why in the last screen I was saying, do a hard diagonal down right until you hit the key door, and then just hold right into the key door. It's going to end up being faster to run. Because if you ever go under the door, your run's dead. Okay, it's not dead, but it's a speed run. You'll find that your runs, this is the screen. So just nudge on the door, like who cares? Anyway, on this screen, you want to hold up left out of it until you hit this like brown part, until the sand ends. This is because we're going to skip this arrow pot right here. Now, guys, if you're a newer player, And you want 30 arrows for landmail. Feel free to get the arrow pot. What you do is you stand on the right side, cancel your dash up, get the arrow pot. Great. So just dash here, probably one of the easier screens in the game. Dash left here, go into this door. Notice how I changed directions. Okay, so there's 3 pots in here we're gonna pick up. It's the left pot, the upper left pot, and then the other upper left pot. We're gonna get 10 arrows, and then we're gonna get the lever. I think there's also a heart in here. So there, lever. There's a heart in here. There's another heart, but I don't know where. Actually, hold up. So yeah, so if I hold directly left out here, I don't get the pot. In fact, I think if I go down a frame, I also don't pick up the pot. I have to go down 2 frames, or 2 pixels rather. And then I'll pick up the pot. So you have to go down 2 pixels. So I usually just do a diagonal, pick up the pot, even in the middle, like literally who cares. Grab this, and then do diagonals. Every time you grab the pot, the easiest way to do it is to pick the pot up, and then as you're picking the pot up, hit the diagonal. Like notice I'm doing a diagonal. And then you'll always hit the switch. And then when you hit the switch, do up, right, pick up the pot up, and then do diagonal. Let's say you need the heart, and I'm just making this up. Like nobody's doing this strategy. Nobody's getting a heart in the screen. Just pick it. There we go. Look at that. Well, okay, so it doesn't work. Okay. Don't worry. Well, the thing is, sometimes the laser hits you right here if you're slow. Anyway, pump up here. This screen's funny. Just press LR to get out of the text, and then right at the top of the stairs, start your dash. It's really funny why this is true. You can use your ears as a visual cue. Your ears basically are like right above the stairs. Just start a dash. It's faster for some reason. Usually you get the heart on the way back. The thing is that, oh, come on, man. I'm trying to hang out, bro. There's another heart here, but I can't remember. This screen's not that hard. I'm just goofing around. There we go. Okay, hold down right here. Keep holding down right. Now down here. Another very funny screen for new players. Okay, you have like 3 or... Hey, I think you have like 5 or 6 frames to dash. If you dash late, like if I dash right here, I get stuck in this... Whoa! How did that work, dude? No way, dude. No way. Okay, wait a minute. Just dash at some point. You'll always go past this guy. If you do a really late dash, like right here... How late do you have to do this? You get stuck in the pit, yeah. It must be a frame rule. It must be winning in a frame rule. There's like no way. But yeah, let's say I missed my dash there, and then sometimes you get stuck in the pit. It's something in this game called a frame rule. There, I just got stuck in the pit. Oh my god, how did I get stuck in there? It's something in this game called a frame rule where like every run's different. Basically, every run's completely different. But yeah, you can just start your dash here like as soon as you can. You can actually use the HUD of the game. So you can't on this practice hack because there is no HUD. But when you do runs, you'll notice there is hearts here. You can actually use the hearts as a kind of a visual cue. So watch out for that in runs. But apparently you can dash pretty late. Yeah, see how I got stuck in the thing, man. What you could do to not get stuck in the thing is go all the way to the right and then dash down. This is a lot slower. It's much easier to just dash down. And apparently you have like a year to do it. Dash into this doorway. Go into this doorway. Oh yeah, we could do another spin speed here. This is an advanced strat. I would not recommend doing this, but it's so sick. Come on, that's so cool. Yeah, if you're a newer player, just walk down right and then dash up, and then get this top rock. Okay, so something not a lot of people know, and when I started this game, I didn't understand. We'll do the next screen. Yeah. So anyway, just hold left here. You actually just want to hold left here. There's no pumping at all. Just hold left and then dash up. Whoa, wait a minute. Why did I bonk there? I see players dash through that all the time. Well, let me explain. Oh yeah, you want to push this block. It takes 20 frames to push a block. If you pause during it, the block's invisible. That means the block's, you could be pushing it, so. And that's sick. That dope. Yeah, it takes 20 frames. It's also 4 rotations of your foot, which in my opinion is the worst visual cue on the planet because you'll mess it up like 8 million times in a row. Just try to push this a lot. There we go. Perfect, dude. So yeah, it's 20 frames, so it's very easy. So just hold left here, grab this key. So what you want to do is you want to be touching this bottom wall. If you're touching the bottom wall, you actually will dash into the doorway and not bonk. So let's do some tests. I'm touching the bottom wall. I start a dash, and then I'm going to change directions, and I'm always going to go into the door. If I'm up a little, if I for example turn up and then start a dash, I'm going to bonk here sometimes, usually. And that's because this game you dash 4 pixels per frame, and each tile is 16 pixels. So what happens is 4, 8, 12, 16. Basically, if you open this door during your dash, the game is like, oh, he opened the door. Okay, well, Link, you can keep continuing. If you dash into the door, the game's like, okay, well, you bonked, but you still got to the door, so we'll open the door for you anyway. So basically, you're trying to open the door and be dashing at the same time. I'll even try to slow it down. Notice how I'm open the door, and then the game's like, okay, well, you didn't bonk, you're still dashing. Great. If I'm up a pixel, I'll show you what happens in slow motion. I'm gonna bonk. Notice how I bonked and then I opened the door. So that's why you want to be on the grid, and that's why you hold left. Because if I hold left here, I'm always on the grid. So if I hold left, I'm on the grid. Pick this key pot. Make sure to only do left rights here. Press the A button, and then during the A button, because you can change directions during the dash, press the up button, and you'll always get the key dash. So I was not on the grid there. This is absolute. It is 100% consistent. It doesn't look like it sometimes. When you start out, this can be kind of hard. It's really straightforward and really simple when you get better at the game, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, guys, another room. So what we want to do here is this middle tile doesn't work. If you're even 1 pixel past the middle tile, you'll be able to kill this guy. So your main goal is to go past that middle tile. You can go really deep over here, but it's much slower. So you really only need to go one pixel past this tile. And you can, again, use your shadow. If you look at my shadow right now, my shadow is barely a pixel past this tile right here, this column, which means I'm going to hit this guy 100% of the time. Perfect. Now, gamers, remember earlier how I said if you kill an enemy with a dash, you cannot slash for 4 frames after you cancel the dash. Which means if I try to slash this guy to the left, it's not going to work. I pressed the B button and nothing came out. I have to delay it a little bit. This is a very strange advanced mechanic. It's going to get you. It gets every single player. It's very weird. One thing you can do in this screen is walk a little bit more over and then do a right left, and you will not have that interaction. You can also just delay your dash. I just delay the slash rather. So anyway, go under here. Make sure you touch the statue. If you're not touching the statue, again, well, actually you don't get hit, but make sure you touch the statue and then do diagonal. Kill these guys, great. Hold up right here. You can hold up. Actually, if you hold up here, notice it slows Link down. I don't know why. Some doors you can hold left and up, and you can hold left right out of. This door you can't hold up right. I have to hold diagonal on this door. I can't hold up or down. Up, down is slower. You have to hold diagonal. So the door mechanics in this game, they're very confusing. There's a lot of them. You'll get it done. You want to dash into this middle column. Keep dashing, and then you got to maneuver these guys. Word of warning, if you slash right here, this top right BMOS will always hit you. It's very frustrating. So yeah, if I slash right here, he'll always hit me. So make sure to not slash there. And I'm just giving you a word of warning right now, because every single player does that slash. Anyway, the way I'm not getting lag, I'm holding diagonal here. Notice I'm holding diagonal here. That way I don't get this weird door lag. And I just cancel it really early. So that's how I avoid the door lag. You can hold, I would actually just highly recommend holding diagonal. Because even if you go really diagonal like this, it's not really slower. Anyway, get this pot. There's a heart in here if you need it. And there's also a heart here if you need it. We're going to do another key dash. And this one's really cool. There's 2 different ways to do it. So one way to do it is using these pots at the bottom. Now, keep in mind, everything in this game is on the grid except for those like switches, the blue-red switches. Those are stupid. Come on, switches. What are you doing? Get on the grid. Everything else in this game is on the grid. And since you dash 4 pixels per frame, if you're touching any object on screen at any point in your dash, you will never bonk into a key door. So if I start a dash right here and I'm not touching anything, I'm going to bonk. But if I start a dash right here and I'm not touching anything, I'm going to dash. Oh, check this out. Notice how I'm nudging against the torch. Since I touched the torch, the game put me back on the grid because you can only dash 4 pixels per frame. So if you nudge against anything, you always get put back onto the grid. So I'm not going to bonk. Sometimes you're low enough that you're touching these pots, which are on the grid, and you don't need to bonk. So if I'm really far left, I'm not going to nudge the torch, but since I was touching the pots, I'm not going to bonk. Right here, let's say I'm too high, but since I nudged the torch, I will not bonk. I think the torch is more common, but the pots are faster theoretically, so it depends what you go in there. Really cool mechanic. Anyway, walk up here. Right around here, want to stop, get this key, go into the door. You want to hold up left here, actually. When you open the door, snap left, and then go into the door. So let's do that again. So notice how I nudge the thing aggressively. Interestingly, if I'm walking left here, these are all good pixels because I was touching this thing. So there's a lot of flexibility for key dashes. And once you get better at the game, you can figure out what's fastest as well. Because that's a lot of Link to the Past is a speed element. So yeah, after I grab the key, just hold up left. Notice I'm holding up left. When I open the door, hit left. And then hit up. Otherwise, you get that weird door lag, and it's slower. Left, up, and no pumping, no need to pump there. Anyway, walk up here or dash up here, doesn't matter. Dashing is faster, but... Okay, so we're going to use a menu buffer in order to do the torches, and also what we're going to do is potentially get some arrows. So let's say you have 19 arrows and you're not very good at landmo. There's some arrows in here. They're pretty nice. And if you're an ultra noob, honestly, just kill this guy. And then light these torches. Whoa! Oh, man, can we get some hype in the chat for that? But if you're a more advanced player, what you want to do is menu kind of on this diagonal off of this bottom right guy. And then do a hard diagonal out of the menu, because I'm going to menu. Light this torch, go up, light this torch, and then light this torch. So, menu. And then you also, by the way, you kind of want to go really far diagonal to the right so that this red dude doesn't hang out with you. Now again, let's say you're a newer player. There's actually hearts here. Really convenient. And there's also magic here, which is pretty worthless. So if you're a really new player and you run like god level and you're like, okay, I just want a PB, you know, you can just do some like slow strats. Remember how when he opens his eye up all the way, you can start shooting the arrows. But you kind of have to delay it a little bit. Okay, another fun fact. This game's 3-dimensional. And strangely enough, because this game's 3-dimensional, it means the pots are completely flat. Strange design there, Ganon. Actually, it would make a lot of sense because the rupees are also completely flat. Maybe that's the secret. My point is, the torch lighting mechanics are actually also 3-dimensional. So you can actually light a torch from up high. And the reason for this is because I'm not actually lighting the top of the torch. Think of the game in 3 dimensions. Link is literally lighting the right side of the torch, so it should register. Like notice the torch it's not the top of the torch, it's the right side of the torch. It's the same with up down. It's really hard to light torches when you're under them because I'm not far enough out, and it's really easy to light torches when you're above them because it's the same exact mechanic. It's the game's 3-dimensional, so like this lights the torch. Well, why would that light the torch? Well, yeah, it's that 3-dimensional mechanic. So some easy visual cues to tell on these torches. Well, you know what? Thinking about it, it'll come up in Hera. So anyway, just light these torches. Look how far out it went. That's kind of a joke. That was for fun. Anyway, we gotta do Landmo, and then we have Hera, and then we're done with the run. We're done with the categories. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. Landmo is a particularly hard boss. In fact, it's actually a very difficult boss. It's very difficult for every single player. It's probably one of the hardest bosses in the game. It's not that bad to just get by it. Actually, honestly, it is. It's a very difficult boss. I would say you have a low chance of dying here, though. So, you know, it's kind of fun to do Master Sword, and it's so much variance in this boss. I made an intermediate / advanced tutorial on my YouTube channel. I'm going to link that. But if you're a newer player, you know, good luck. Best luck. There's not much you can do. If you watch my tutorial, you might learn some information. What I would recommend is bonking in the middle and then going up and diagonal about half of a tile. If you're in the middle, it does work, but it's a lot worse. And then when this right dude hits his second earth, yeah, right here. See how the left one, he's going to grow 3 times. When the right guy grows 2 times, on reaction, if you do too early, you miss. On reaction, shoot 2 arrows, and then shoot 2 arrows right, and then 2 arrows down. That's really all the advice I can give you, because this fight's ridiculously difficult. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I missed. And then, so I'm gonna give some general advice. When a mound hits its 3rd phase, it's gonna wiggle 6 times. Actually, I don't know how many times it's gonna wiggle. When it wiggles 6 times, you want to shoot an arrow. So I can time the arrows. But a lot of times you just can't time the arrows, and you just want to shoot the arrows. So when you see the right mound hit the 2nd phase, try to hit 2, and try to do them faster. Like, that was a good phase 1. So the 6 wiggles. Okay, I can time the arrows. 6 wiggles. Okay, 6 wiggles. But notice this fight's hard. It's risky. It's hard. It's definitely like hard mode. There's a lot of little subtle things you can do to optimize this fight. Let's say a worm spawns on the. One thing I would not recommend doing is standing at the bottom and trying to shoot arrows like this. This is really bad. You're gonna get like a 9-cycle landmo. You'll see a lot of people do this strategy and try to get a landmo, but they're gonna run out of arrows. It's really hard to shoot an arrow. You can only have 1 arrow on screen. So if I shoot an arrow from all the way up here, it doesn't even hit the bottom wall. It actually goes off screen. Since I can only have 1 arrow on screen, I'm almost never going to hit them. I need 4 arrows in him or 8 slashes. So slashing is really inefficient, and a spin does no extra damage. A spin is the same as a slash. I don't really want to slash the landmos. I can slash them, like oftentimes you will. And actually slashing them is fine. It's just not ideal. You want an arrow. You want to learn how to arrow. You want to be able to chain arrows. And if you're at the top of the screen, you're never going to be able to do that. Poking these guys with the sword is not going to offer anything for you. Like, this strategy might work. It's horrible. It's honestly just bad. I would not recommend it. Standing in the middle is kind of dangerous. What you could do, thinking about it, like, let's say you're a newer player. I'm just brainstorming for you guys. Go to the left. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Stand about a tile away. If there's like, it's like less than a tile gap. Actually, you can't afford a tile gap. Okay, see, I don't want my sword out. It's like, it's just too complicated. Just wait for, try to time it, you know? Perfect. And this way, I'm not going to get hit. But if you're close to the guy and you just spam 2 arrows and he goes in the right direction, if you guess his direction, you'll hit both arrows every time. And it makes the fight way faster. So it's kind of a good idea. See how I got 2 arrows in? That's really good. So like right here. Okay, so fun fact. If he's in the top right corner, statistically he's going to go left and he's going to go down. If he goes left or down and I just shoot 2 arrows right here and I time it correctly, I'm going to get 2 arrow shots in him. See how I got 2 arrow shots in him? Easy to do. So he's on the bottom left. So statistically he's just going to go up and to the right. So what I'm going to do, okay, so he didn't, like, my statistics are wrong. So the same deal here. He's going to probably go to the right. So notice how I just got lucky on the arrows because I'm timing it properly and I'm just spamming. I'm not spamming the arrow, but I'm like rhythmically timing it. So this fight, it's very chaotic and it does require a lot to learn. This is like, oh, that was a mistake actually. Damn. Okay, let's try to get a decent landmo. Yeah, see how I got 2 arrows there? That's because I predicted his path and I just shot 2 arrows and I got lucky. And if it's not hard to get lucky. Let's try to do another one. Okay, so there's my visual cue. I got 2 arrows, 2 arrows, 0 arrows. So I got 2, 3, 0. So I need to do 2. I need to do 1 and then 4. So I'm just guessing there. Like this guy, he's in the bottom left. So I'm just going to guess he's going to go upright. So I'm just going to predict it. And I was wrong. You know. There's an RNG element to this fight. I actually mistimed the arrows too. But let's not worry about that. Let's try one more. So I got 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. Good start. So I'm 2. Perfect. I just got lucky. I mistimed it again. I wonder what the common theme here is. So again, I'm just kind of predicting it. So, okay, I'm just gonna try to shoot 2 down. Okay, I got 1 down. Perfect. So that's actually a pretty fast fight, and I think anybody could do that. These lamos could be a lot better in your runs. You know, you're gonna be more focused. If you stay up here, like I mean, like I'm a good player. Let's see how many arrows I can get in there. Like I missed it. The run's dead. Right. I got 2 in. Okay, I got 1, 2, 0. Like how am I even supposed to hit these guys? Like this is why the strategy is just not a good strategy. Like what is this? Who's doing this strategy? I think bonking is a really good idea, and then just go to the left and just try to time arrows. Like look at that. That's actually pretty sick. Nice, good RNG there. Good almost good RNG. That's really good RNG. Okay, pretty good Drake. Wow, that's actually a really good landmo. Like if you got that at a Master Sword PB, you're getting good times. Like legitimately, if you're getting good times if you can do that. That requires a lot of practice, but if you learn the timing of the arrows, again, like try to look for the 6 wiggle and then get that into your muscle memory. Try to be a tile away from the landmass and try to predict their movement and then just shoot 2 arrows and don't mash the arrows, like rhythmically time them. The bonk strat and then move diagonal at the beginning. All these things can help your fight out with arrows. If you really can't do this strategy or these fight, if you're a completely new player, you know what? Honestly, I hear you. What I would recommend is you got 24 arrows. Just try to put them in the lamos. And if you run out, just start slashing because, you know, slashing's not too bad. Like I'm too good at it. Like, but let's say I miss a bunch of arrows and let's say I miss a bunch of arrows. And I have like 2 arrows left, right? Okay. So this is kind of like a mimic a normal player. And then I miss these arrows. I just start slashing, like who cares? You can actually kind of predict the movement with slashes too. It's not even that bad. So yeah, let's do a fight where I just slash them. Maybe this will give you some context. So if I'm a new player, I think starting out on the right's not too bad. So he's going to go right most likely. So this slash isn't very good. By the way, poking, slashing, and spinning is all the same, and dashing. So you just need 8 slashes in. So spinning's worthless. So I'm just going to slash. But notice how this guy went to the left. So I can probably chain some slashes in. Oh my god. So yeah, spinning at the beginning, I wouldn't recommend that. Let's try another one. So yeah, this guy's probably going to go left. I got 2 slashes left. So I have half an arrow and 1 arrow. But yeah, these guys are going to go left. So I can just slash. And again, I'm not spamming the slash because it'll freeze your movement, which is bad. I'm trying to be more like smarter about it. It's not too bad. It's still 5 cycles so far. I mean, it could be worse. Nice. I almost died by that guy. That was rough. Hey, that's 667. I mean, it's not too bad for a new player. But you can tell that, like, if you can get some comfortability with the arrows, it's a lot better. Like, I'm just spamming arrows here. I'm not even timing or anything. I'm just spamming arrows. Like, this is something you could do that. Because I was just mashing the arrow button. Like, you could get a fight this good. Anybody could. If you have the visual cue for that bonk. Like, I just got lucky. I learned how to time the arrows and I got lucky. Notice I was standing at an angle. The reason I was standing at an angle is because... And so, like, right here, I'm just going to poke him and try to slash him. And it killed him. I mean, anybody could do that fight. So I think a good start for, like, a newer player. You want to get comfortable in the middle, but it is a little bit more dangerous. Just try to go up a little bit and to the right. And then when this right mound hits its second phase, on reaction, you want to shoot an arrow. That's how you hit the first arrow. Beyond that, you have to kind of... See, okay, bad RNG. You're also going to have more than 1.5 hearts here usually. I just got lucky there, you know. I'm intentionally playing bad right now, okay. I'm trying to help you guys out. So notice how that guy was, so like, I see how I predicted he went left, and I just won the prediction. So what happens is if you stand slightly at an angle and you just shoot 2 arrows, they're both going to hit. You don't even need the buffer, the diagonal, so. I hope that helps. If it doesn't, best of luck because you're going to just be trying your best. And you know what? That's good. That's good enough. Anyway, we're going to do our first save and quit, not to the house. We're going to do the first sanctuary, save and quit sanctuary. So we want to save and quit here and go to the start your file. I actually go to the second file. It's not the third one. It's the second one. So now gamers, if you're not a total beginner, you can get the sanctuary heart, and I have 4 hearts right now. It'll actually heal me and it'll bring me to 6. Getting the Sanctuary Heart here is actually, and if you do like the Sanctuary Heart, it's actually a pretty good idea to get it here. It makes Eastern a little bit harder, I think. And also the other thing is, like, let's say I accidentally take some damage from the bombs, you know. I accidentally take some bomb damage. What you could do is just talk to this guy and he'll heal you. Notice he healed me. I have 6 hearts now, so I didn't see anything, but I'm on a practice hack, so it's gonna be different. He'll actually heal you. So if you are getting the Sanctuary Heart at the beginning and you're a newer player, you know, recommend talking to that guy a little bit. When we dash down here, right here you want to dash left, not as high. You don't want to nudge against here, but just dash left. That way you get a little bit of slope, some slope action. It's good stuff. You don't need arrows anymore. I have 1 arrow. Who cares? So on this screen, you actually want to hold down left and then press down so this guard doesn't hit you. Another thing you can do is just hold left. Oh yeah, I forgot to adjust this earlier. On screens, what you want to do actually is hold the direction and then time a dash. This is something that actually, interestingly, I didn't understand for a while when I started speedrunning this game. Most players got it, but I just didn't understand it forever. You actually want to hold the direction and then start a dash. So sometimes I hold diagonal down left here and then press down and I avoid that guy. If you're really, really perfect about your inputs, the down sometimes doesn't work. So that's why I hold down left here and I kind of try to just react. Like perfect. You want to dash in the middle here and just keep dashing. Now guys, this screen is terrible. So you want to hold the diagonal up left here and hope this wiggler doesn't poke you. So if he's moving to the right, most likely he's going to keep moving to the right, which means you need to get the heck away from him. Stop your dash. If you get lucky and he doesn't move to the right, you can actually dash past him. And what's going to happen is you don't want to bonk here. You're going to dash left, down, and you want to go down like a few frames. Dash up, and then arrow this pickle and go under and grab this rock. So I'm going to do that in one fluid motion. Down. I didn't go down enough. And I didn't get my my air didn't go off, interestingly. What? I kind of don't like that strategy. Okay, so we might abandon the pickle strategy. That's a faster. Just go above the sign. That's the same thing. Notice that the bird hit me right when I picked the rock up. It's so annoying. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's called the bird deboost. It's faster if you arrow the pickle, but it's too difficult. A lot of the times what happens is if your movement's not really fast and clean, like my movement's really good, but if your movement's not as good as mine, the bird will hit you before you pick up the rock. And there's not really anything you can do. Like, let's say movement's like, okay, I don't know. That was different, actually. That was interesting. Yeah, let's say your movement is like see how you hit me? There's not much you can do. You have to pick up the rock again, but you can actually manipulate it so the bird hits your rock. Now, I'm going to try to get the arrow pickle once because it's really cool. It was found recently. It's really, really sick. Okay, don't do that. It's a bad strat. Anyway, go in this cave. We're going to talk to the old man. He actually gives us a mirror. I don't know where he got this mirror. Yeah, jump down here, dash right, cancel your dash before you bonk, dash right again, pump up here, go right, talk to the old man. You can actually cancel text with X, L, and R. Normally X is the map button, but you can't map in a cave, so you can cancel with X, which is really convenient, and it saves a bunch of time. So just hold down right here. You want to mash this text. Just keep holding down right until you're clearly under this pit. And you can just hold right, and then you want to hold up right here. You can actually hold into the wall. Don't dash. Holding it into the wall is slower as well, but just don't dash with the old man because guess what happens? Nothing good. All right. Now hold down right here, and we meet everybody's favorite enemy in the game. They're called squirrels, and you're going to lose runs to these guys. They have there's nothing good about these guys. They turn into rocks, and they do a lot of damage, and you can't kill them. So yeah, there's a very fun if you're facing down and you slash this guy and this guy's right here, he's gonna always scroll block you. In fact, it's so common. I want to show you how easy it is to get. Okay, Wait a minute. I'm supposed to get scroll blocked here. What the hell? This is not how my runs go. My runs never go like this. Okay, I'll just let you guys find out. I'll just let you guys find out in the runs on your own. Yeah, you're just going to lose runs here. Okay, perfect. That's actually good enough. You're just going to lose runs here. If you go into the cave and you talk to the old man, he will heal you to full hearts, but it loses a lot of time. So, if for whatever, let's say I have 1 heart. Like, look how slow this is. But he does heal you, so. That can be used. It also clears the boulder cabbages away. Anyway, dash here. If you have a Japanese version and you can spin speed in here saves a significant amount of time and it makes the screen way easier. So try to do that. You have to avoid this squirrel right here. Like, this is like the boss squirrel. Like the level 35 boss squirrel. Okay. If you don't have spin speed, you want to dash here. Perfect. Just dash into this and then this is why this screen's like dash up here, left here, up here. And then go here. If you have spin speed, it's way easier and more fun too. So I would recommend learning spin speed because it's cool. It just takes like 5 seconds here. But you can actually go up this ladder with spin speed. And then at the top of the ladder, if you're at the very top of the ladder, you lose your... well, I didn't lose it there, but... yeah, if you're at the very top of the ladder, you actually lose your... So the thing with spin speed is if you're at the top or bottom 4 pixels of a ladder and you change directions, you lose the speed. But I still have the glitch state. The way spin speed works, there's a glitch state and then there's a speed state. The glitch state you're not going to lose unless you jump off a cliff or you dash. I don't have the glitch state anymore because I could slash. Look at this swag. Wow, it still works. You lose the speed state several different ways, and one way to lose the speed state is pressing left or right off a ladder. So if I have spin speed, you have to be very careful with how you exit and enter ladders. And so what we're going to do here is really early. If you do this late, I promise you it doesn't work. It's only working for me because I'm doing it slower. I promise you it doesn't work. Another fun fact about spin speed, and people will often make this mistake. If you're left or right on a ladder, it doesn't work. Doesn't matter how many perfect you are. If you're touching a wall, like facing towards the wall and touching the wall, it doesn't work. And this is because he grabs the wall or something. I'm not really sure. It's a glitch, you know. If you do spin speed, it puts the dash into Link somehow. So if you're touching a wall, it'll grab the wall, which doesn't do anything. So what you want to do is right about here, there's 1 prong left. Hit the right button and then hit up and just carry this diagonal. And you're going to always glide into these rocks. And then you can go under this rock. And you can actually go down right until you hit that. See how much harder that is? I'm going to try to do it and not mess it up. Okay, see. I'm getting it every time, dude. I'm too good at this game. Yeah, see how I didn't get the spin speed? That's why you want to do this a prong early. And you can do it right until you hit this and then hit right and you go right under this rock. If you're right here, it's, come on, who's going to go? I don't really want to go down there. Actually, I want to show you a cool trick. Yeah, you can buffer with the bow. Okay, okay. Yeah, you can go up high, but it's just faster to hit this nook right here, go under, go diagonal right there. And then you're going to enter the warp on the right side. It's called the quick warp. So every single warp in this game, you can enter from a specific set of pixels. Usually it's the left or right. This warp, it's the far right. If you enter this warp from the right side, it's actually faster. If I enter it from it's the far right 2 pixels. So this obviously it's not a functional pixel. But this pixel, notice that actually, whoa, wait a minute, it doesn't work either. Yeah, notice that right at the end of the warp, right here, it cuts off. If I enter the warp from the middle, actually that was a quick warp. If I enter the warp from the middle, it won't cut off. Right at the end here, it doesn't cut off. So you really want to enter the warp right from the right side. And that's why you do not enter the warp with spin speed through here. It's also why usually what people will do, and this is really good idea, they will pause the game and switch to, because you're going to be on arrows, switch to the mirror And during the mirror, check which pixel you're on. If you look like you're in this position, since in spin speed state, you always move 4 pixels per frame because this game's on a grid and I'm dashing, but I'm dashing with walk physics, right? So I can do diagonals and such. What happens is I'm guaranteed a quick warp here, so you're guaranteed to land on this. If I'm not right here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to be right here, which is bad. I'm going to be right here, which is clearly not a quick warp. Or I'm going to be like in the middle. I don't think I can be in the middle right now, but come on. In a run you can. It's just because I'm practicing, all right? Yeah, so right now I'm in the middle. This doesn't work. That's not a quick warp. But let's say I pause the game right here and I switch to my mirror. I'm not going to realistically be able to get the right side. Unless I press the A button, I cancel my dash. Now I can walk slowly and just enter the right side. It's always faster than the right side. It says 34 frames. It's like half a second. It's actually 0.6 seconds. It's ridiculous. So anyway, you want to go up here. There's another quick warp right here. This one's really hard to get. What I do is I use my shadow and this little the contrast in the dirt. So this is good. It's really hard to tell. I'm not going to lie. There's a function in the practice hack where you can go to features, quick warp indicator, click yes. So right under my mirror, it says QW. That means I'm on a quick warp pixel. So if I go 2 pixels left, I'm not on a quick warp anymore. I'm not on a quick warp. I'm on a quick warp. So you can if you have the practice hack, you can use this to try to practice and figure out some quick warps. But anyway, we're gonna do a quick hop, an optional quick hop here. It's honestly really hard. There's 3 ways to get off here. Just dash. Dashing's fine. Just walk it off, also fine. But some people, they like to hold up until they stop on this. Hit left, hit diagonal, and then press A. It's very difficult to do here, but it's much faster, so that's ideal. This honestly is fine. Dashing, I think, is really your best option. Walk up here. You want to dash. There's another one of our friendly squirrel friends. Lovely, friendly squirrels. So anyway, pump up here. Go into the Hera. Now we're almost done with the last dungeon. So you want to walk until your hat is not touching. Actually, wow, that's perfect. Yeah. Just get your hat to be touching this black line, and you can get basically a first frame flash. If it's under the black line, it doesn't work. But it's pretty tight. I mean, look how close I am. Like, that's pretty crazy. It's like really just touch the black line with your hat, and you can pop up here, enter this. So what you're going to do is hold left here until your shadow touches this tile separator, and then slash. And that's a really good. And then you can just hold diagonal. Sometimes this big worm will block you, and if he does that, just slash him or walk in. I just walk into him and die and then start a new run. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so there's 2 strats here. There's kind of a noob strat that honestly is terrible. And then there's a better strat which involves the boomerang. The noob strat is to again slash this, and then hold diagonal and dash. And then try not to die to these guys. You're going to do tile room without the boomerang. And you're just going to hang out in either right. Like, make sure to hit the switch. You're just going to hang out somewhere. It doesn't really matter. I'm actually curious. I'm going to time something because I've never tested this in my life. Because I don't do this strategy because it's dumb. But it's pretty fast, I think, for noobs. Like, it's like in certain aspects, it's easier. So we're going to have to just wait for these. One thing you can do, I think is a good idea, is just wait right here. And just keep pressing the B button. Another thing you can do is wait right here and just keep pressing the B button. So yeah, like I think this is what most noobs do, is they do this and then they just kind of hang out like right here or something, and just pull your sword out and let the guys poke you. And I mean, this is incredibly safe. Like, I don't see how you're gonna die like this. A lot of people will use either an arrow or a bomb, and they'll put it on the switch, and then they'll stand in here and they go iframes. It's a bad idea. It's always slower. In fact, it's very slow. I would highly recommend not doing that. Just doing this is actually way faster. It's like way faster. See, what a lot of people do, and there's 2 different strategies here, and this is what I wanted to test. So we're going to actually do some live practice. I don't personally like the pot throw. I think it sucks. How do people do this? Oh, wait, I know. I figured it out. I remember. They stand up here. Yeah. This is how people do this. What? What was that, gamers? Yeah, you might be like, should I do the pot throw? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just really hard. Like, how do you do this? Who's doing this? Yeah, what I do is just stand in this corner and then when the second to last tile hits you, you just charge a dash and then charge a second dash. Like, look how easy it is. In fact, if you're a super, like, you're just trying to get through the run, guys, what I would recommend is just, there you go. That's perfect. So if you have the mirror out, what you want to do is be wary of this guy right here. And see how he killed me. You want to hit this with your sword and then just dash down. So I want to show you the boomerang strats because I actually think they're way better. Just learn them. So what you want to do with the boomerang is boomerang this, walk to this tile right here. It's very specific to this tile. So it's like right before the blue pegs, right under this blue thing. Boomerang to the right and then just dash up. And then you want to stop really early. There's 3 different ways to handle this. You can just walk to the left and then dash again. That's the easiest way. It's very easy and fast. Another way is to try to walk diagonal and kill this guy. There's actually a third way. It's like really difficult though. So if you do that, now guys, this is a super advanced strat, but I recommend all noobs learn it because it's fun. You can throw the pot here, stand on this specific pixel window, and do a downwards boom dash, which is a Japanese 1.0 glitch. It requires pressing Y, A, and down all on the exact same frame, so it's kind of hard to do, which is why people don't like doing it. And you're actually going to get stuck in the tiles. Yeah, right here. You're actually going to get stuck in the tiles, which you can't get hit. So it's really cool. It's kind of difficult, though. If you do have the boomerang and you can't do this, failing this is really punishing. What you can do is just boomerang these guys or just do this or whatever. But you can actually kill this with the boomerang, which is cool. And then you can also just walk until you're right in between these orange pegs and boomerang, and it'll always hit that, and then just dash down. So I find that a lot easier. Overall, I find that much easier to do. So yeah, let's go into... See, there's tile room, and then there's torches. All right, let's just do torches. There's no Moldorm screen. So you're going to menu to lamp. We're going to light the bottom left torch, the top left torch, dash over top left and bottom left. So, okay, this is a trivia. Every single new player tries to do this strat. Every single new player tries to do... This is why this strat sucks. Every new player tries to do this strat, and it is not a better strategy. It's way harder, and it's not faster. Just stop doing it, guys. It's very cool looking. I'm just putting it out there. So what I would recommend do, though, is light the bottom torch. Now, guys, with the way this game's engine is actually 3-dimensional, you can light these bottom torches like way above them, and the top ones, your hat actually has to be touching the torch in order to light it. So the rhythm for lighting these is kind of hard, but you can just be aware that you can light them from really far away and really high, but when you're under them, you have to be like very directly under them. So what we're gonna do is light the bottom left one, go up a lot, light the top left one, dash, and then we're already up here, just light this one, and you can actually barely move down. Like you might even be able to move down like 1 pixel or something. Like you'll always light this torch. It's ridiculous. So light this torch, then go diagonal. At some point you want to pause, go to mirror. And when you pause, sometimes you can check where the dry bones are. So go to this, make sure to swag out on the text, mirror out, and we're going to go to the beetle room, which is another very difficult screen, but there's some easy strats for it. Okay, so what you can do here is hold diagonal until your hat touches this line separator, and that gets you basically a perfect slash, which is really cool. And then just go right, and right when your shadow goes past this line separator between the blue pegs and the normal tiles, you can just slash, and then just go diagonal into the store. Okay, guys, we're going to the beetle room. There's one strat that's really hard here. There's a strat that most new players use, and then there's a strat I actually just made up recently that's Master Sword only, and it's pretty fun and easy. So, problem with this room is that none of these strats are really 100% consistent, and you really can't find a strat that's 100% consistent because depending on which frame you enter the screen, there's 32 different frame rules. These beetles are going to accelerate you at different rates. So like right here, they're accelerating at me really slowly. If you keep testing around, you can get versions where they accelerate it at you fast, kind of in the middle. So depends. It's completely random. There's really no way to control that. The 32 frame rules are like constantly cycling. In practice, you can actually get them to be the same every time, but in a run, there's just no way to get that to be on your side. Anyway, yeah, let's go over the 3 different strategies. So I just made this strat, but I actually really like it because it's pretty consistent. Sometimes you don't kill the right guy, but all you want to do is charge a spin and then walk into this guy, and then slash this guy, and then dash slash that guy into the wall. The thing about the strategy in Master Sword, since you don't need this bomb pot right here, you can just slash this and then dash left. So it actually ends up being pretty fast. Let's do the top slash strat again. The problem with this strategy is that since you don't need that bomb, it's not as favorable. But right there, that was like really, really efficient and easy too. So yeah, I mean, I think most of those strats, you have to kind of be able to react to how the guys work, but I would say most strats are pretty easy and favorable. Like again, this is some pretty easy flexibility. In that situation, it was actually slower. The hard strat, I'm not going to go over too much. You're going to have to practice this if you actually want to do it. You want to diagonal here, slash this guy right here, go above here, like that. And you can skip the bomb. So that's a 10-11. That's not even that much faster. And to reliably do that in runs, I think it's pretty difficult. You want to hold diagonal up left here. If at any point you let go of your diagonal, you're going to hit this tile. But if you just have a clean diagonal, it's pixel perfect. You will never touch this. And it has to do with the tile mechanics. After you go past the diagonal, cancel the diagonal, and then restart the diagonal again because you want to touch this barrier. And you want to keep going diagonal until you get in between these two thingies. And then start pressing up. And then repress diagonal until you hit this door. And right when you hit the door, there's an opening animation. You have to let go of diagonal because otherwise you get stuck in the middle. And then press up. So it's a lot of D-pad position changing. Yeah, this is what I normally do in runs, but you're barely losing time on that. Like I think the spin shot's good. It's a lot of D-pad angle changing, but it's actually pretty easy to do, and it's a very straightforward screen. So this screen again, if you just hold up, you hit the thing. If you go even a pixel to the right though, you don't hit the thing. 1 pixel. So if you just hold diagonal here or pump here, you'll never hit it. You can go diagonal here, go under here. Now you have to be in the bottom here. If you're on the bottom, you won't fall. If you're even a pixel high, you will fall into this. You see how I'm falling into it? So you have to be at the bottom, and you can just dash right under here. Fun fact, gamers, trivia. If you dash over a hole and then press the direction you're dashing, you cancel the dash in that direction, which is like a very cool mechanic. So thinking about it, you could actually cancel your dash. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just learned something. I don't know if it's new. I don't know if it's better. So in speedruns, what I do is I cancel my dashes up here. But I think it's actually better to cancel your dash with the right input. That might be better. But yeah, you can just cancel your dash in here. It's just, I'm just being a nerd. I'm just being a nerd, gamers. Anyway, hold left here. Try to dash ASAP. If you dash ASAP, you actually bonk much later here. So if you hold left ASAP and you dash ASAP, it's kind of a trick. But it doesn't really matter. Just go down here, grab the left pot. Make sure to kill these guys or just go around them. Sometimes you can get around them. Sometimes you have to kill them. Grab this bottom area. There's actually a heart down here if you need it. Very convenient in Master Sword. Go over here, you know. Sometimes you can go around here if you grab the bottom heart. Sometimes people just go for this right here. Avoid these guys. And then, yeah, avoid these guys. Dash through here. Okay, we're doing bumper skip. So bumper skip, you want to press right to cancel stair lag, and then go to it's a 4 pixel window. The best way to tell is using these 3 dots on every tile. There's 3 dots. And if you use those dots, you can visually tell if you're in between the top dot and the bottom dot, there's 4 pixels you have. You won't get hit by the bumper. So I'm not going to get hit by the bumper here. But like right here, nope, not good. I'm going to fall. I'm going to fall right here, so this is good. This is good. This is bad, I'm pretty sure, but let's try it out. No, that's good too. Okay. This sounds kind of difficult, and it is very difficult. I'm going to give you a non-bumper skip strategy, and then we're going to go over how to do this fast in a run. One thing you can do is just hold diagonal. If you hold diagonal, it's much easier to get onto the good pixels because it's you move slower. Another thing you can do is just hold down and then move right a little bit. If you hold down all the way, actually, if you hold down all the way, you don't fall. But honestly, it's kind of weird. Just hold down and then go diagonal a little bit. So if your shadow is actually on a different y coordinate, if you're facing right, it's a pixel higher than if you're, or it's a pixel lower than if you're facing down. So right here, if you look right under Link's shadow, there's like a white circle, or it's like a white square. Yeah, that's your primary tell. Yeah, this is your primary tell. So if you can see two, like this is good. If you're touching that white dot, you're good. So this works. This works. This is too far. Actually, I didn't mind it too far. Yeah, that's not too far. Okay. This works. And the reason this works is I'm not touching that white dot, but if I'm facing right, I'm touching it. So that's why this one works as well. Another thing you could do, it's actually not between the 3 white dots. It's between the middle 2. The bottom white dot and then the white dot on the right. There's 4 pixels between those two. If your shadow is touching those 4 pixels facing down, you're on the right pixel. It sounds very complicated. If you practice this a lot, it's actually not that bad. There's a lot of ways to cancel. Like some people pull their sword out. Some people try to use their sword out and then like try to line up. The thing is, I would not really recommend that because in this game, there's a very, very funny mechanic in this game where if you try to slow anything down, it becomes less consistent, and the game just finds whatever ridiculous method of doing that they can. So notice how I am doing this a little bit sped up. This is somebody with some experience. Yeah, so if I try to pull my sword out and like line up, this guy right here will hit you 50% of the time. He will hit me. I hit him that time. I got lucky. But if you pull your sword out and then just go directly down and YOLO it, you can get it. The thing is, if you just dash down and then dash up here, it's really not that much slower. 930, that's 9 seconds and 30 frames. If I get a perfect bumper skipper, that wasn't even perfect. Okay, yeah, so this is a perfect bumper skip. 734. So 734, well, even if I walk down, it's like hardly slower. I mean, 930, it's 2 seconds slower. I mean, come on, people, just walk. You can also walk through this, but this is stupid. I think bumper skipper is very overrated. Actually, maybe there's an even better way to do this. Oh yeah. Maybe you're really bad at Hera and you can't get these hearts, and you're like, well, wait a minute. I actually forgot about those hearts. I haven't got them in so long. I literally forgot about them. Yikes. Yikes, gamers. Okay, so let's go back to beetles. Anyway, we just came up with this really cool beetle strategy that's pretty fast. Uh-oh. See, yeah, like there's always, in this game, there's always something that's going to go wrong. It's just how it is. So get ready. Get ready to warm up that reset button. Yeah, so I'm on the bottom wall. I press right, I dash. If I hit the switch, it actually opens up those pots, which is like kind of a lifesaver. I want to test something. 1247? 1242. So it's faster to walk diagonal here. Just walk diagonal. It's actually faster. So yeah, if I'm not super comfortable with bumper skip and I opened up those heart pots, what you can do is actually just dash to some of these heart pots. Get some hearts and then 1205. I mean, that's really not that bad. Like if I were to do bumper skip and then get this heart pots, 1026, I'm barely saving time by doing bumper skip. It really I think bumper skip literally only saves 2 seconds. It's not the it's not the most valuable trick in the universe, but it is cool, and I think it's a good experience. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And let's do everyone's favorite boss in the world, Moldorm. Moldorm is a very funny boss. He looks very funny, and he's somewhat menacing. So what you're gonna do is dash here, dash along here. There's 3 ways to get in the pit. You can quick hop, you can dash, and you can walk. If you dash into the pit and his head knocks you out, you actually, I'm gonna show you this. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, this happens, right? And people are always like, what is going on, Moldorm? And actually, if you're at a bad angle, he'll like knock you off. Like you literally dash into the pit and you fall off. It's really funny. So keep that in mind for dashing. It has some side effects if you dash into the pit. It's not like a perfect strategy. Yeah, there's no perfect strategy in this game. Let's get a good. I want to get a really good one where he like literally will knock you into the rail. He'll just knock you into the hole, and you can't do anything. So yeah, dashing's not a perfect strategy. The quick hop itself is also like people always do this, and it's like, come on, dude, just dash. Yeah, Moldorm's really funny. So here's the trick to Moldorm: if you're holding your sword out and his head hits your sword, and you hold away from the wall, you actually can't fall into the wall. So this fight is pretty safe if you just do this. It's pretty, notice I can't fall into the wall as long as I'm holding away from the wall. And I'll even get you some pretty extreme examples. Let's get a good one. Yeah, here's a good one. Notice I literally can't fall into the hole. Yeah, like I literally can't fall into the hole. And what'll happen is eventually his tail will walk into me. Eventually his tail will hit me. So sometimes what'll happen is, so Link, when he pulls the sword out, he has a strong side and a weak side. His strong side is the sword side. That side's completely safe. But every side that's not on the sword is his weak side. And so sometimes Moldorm will hit your weak side. So if you're doing this, you kind of have to be careful about him not tapping your weak side. Notice how I'm like moving Link purposely. Yeah, I'm purposely moving Link, especially when he's fast. This is a really good strategy when he's moving fast. I'm purposely moving Link's weak side away from his head. Because I don't want to get hit. So this strategy is really good if you are literally just trying to... See how I hit my weak side? If you're literally just trying to get through this fight. This strategy is pretty good. See how it didn't work at work? Okay. It's kind of slow though. You'll notice it's kind of... Okay, watch this shit. Like, isn't that cool? Okay, that was my fault. I actually walked off the edge there. The other strategy, I guess we can cover it right now, is dashing. So what you want to do is pull your sword out. If you can poke him with your sword, just go for the poke. If you can't poke him with your sword, see how I couldn't poke him? You just dash him. Spinning's really good too. Yeah, so I'm just going to dash here. Ultimately, you're looking for a combination. So like right here, I can easily poke him. So I'm just going to poke him. Right here, again, I can easily poke him. So I'm going to poke him. I can poke him. I can go around. It's faster to go around him, but... Okay, so on the last hit, if he's ever going towards you, like right here, he's going towards me, get right in front of him and then dash. Because you'll always get a first frame hit 100% of the time, and he'll never knock you off. If you dash into Moldorm, oftentimes you get hit. Yeah, see how I got hit? I started my dash, and then I got hit in the dash. Yeah, if you're dashing, you have a weak side when you're dashing. And if your weak side hits his head, you're going to get hit usually. So when you dash on him, usually you want your strong side to be dashing on him. Like, I'm to his left, so the odds of me getting hit are either 0 or much lower. Usually you either want your strong side to dash him. You can still get hit. It's not guaranteed. You got to be careful about how you dash if you dash him. Like right here. Okay, let's do some examples. So right here, I think dashing right now is a really good idea because his head is going down. So by the time my dash starts, I'm not going to okay. I'm not going to, he has a really good dash because most likely he's going to go left and down. And so his head is going to be nowhere near my sword. So see how that was such an effective dash. Right here, I don't think dashing is a very good idea. He's going to do two things. He's either going to go to the right. And if he goes to the right, I want to go above him and I can poke him. If he goes left, I can dash him. See how he went to the right. So I actually got a dash off anyway. I think it's fair. Dashing's really good right there. See, I'm specifically timing my dashes and my pokes so that I'm safe. Another thing you can do, and this is especially useful if he's in the left corner. So Link's hitbox with his sword is a gigantic square around him. It's not a circle, it's a gigantic square because everything in this game is a square. Everything's a tile. And Moldorm's tail hitbox is also a gigantic square. It's not a circle, it's a gigantic square. It's kind of like the Igor hitboxes. So if these two squares are touching each other at any point, you're always going to spin his tail. So yeah, if he's in the corner like that, what you want to do, okay, perfect. Actually, I messed up again. We'll probably get a good one here. Yeah. So when he touches this corner, if I spin right now, I'm going to hit his head. When I'm going to wait for what to happen. Okay, so right now I want to spin and my spin's going to hit his tail. Because what happens is wherever his head goes, his tail's going to go exactly there. And since his tail is this gigantic square and my spin's this gigantic square, you can actually get get some really tricky spins off if you have good intuition, like gamer intuition. So you can actually get some really tricky spins off. So right here, so notice that he was going towards me and I charged the dash. These are some general strategies for Moldorm that are going to make your Moldorm faster and safer. See, look at that spin. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to dash right there. That's kind of a YOLO dash, but you know, I'm kind of a YOLO gamer. He's going towards me. On the last hit, I'm always looking for him to go towards me, and I'm going to charge a dash. If he goes towards you, you're golden. So I'm going to tell you some tells if you know he's going towards you or not. So check this out. Whoa, that was so sick. Would I recommend a new player do that? No. But it's dope if you do. Notice he's going towards me. Okay, so here's how Moldorm RNG works. Moldorm can go towards you. He can go left. He can go right. Or he can go straight forward. And notice that a lot of those are going in predictable directions. So whenever he completes his RNG, or whenever he touches a wall or like a hole, like an edge, he'll change his RNG. So usually when he's on the corner, he's constantly changing his RNG. So what's happening is Moldorm's going straight at me. Okay. I'm going to go down. Now he changed his RNG. He's going towards the corner. So he's doing a circle. So I can actually go snipe his tail because his tail's going to go predictably right in front of me. Problem is, he's about to hit this wall. He's going to change his RNG. He might go straight at me again. So I have to be kind of tight about this. Okay, good. So he's going to go straight forward. He's going to go down, which I can guarantee a dash on. He's going to go up, which I can guarantee a dash on. He's going to go towards me, which is either down or up, which I can guarantee a dash on. And this is the trick. If you're away from him, he's either going to go down, up, or towards you, which is also down or up. Or he can go straight forward. If he goes straight forward, he's going to hit a wall. But what happens is if he goes straight forward and hits this corner and changes his RNG, I can still dash his tail. So this is a guaranteed dash pattern, right? And I dashed early. Mind you, it's the select menu. I dashed early, but the point is that on that pattern, it's guaranteed to get a hit. It's guaranteed to get a hit, and I'll never fall. So this is another one where he's going to hit this wall and then most likely going to turn around. So let's see what happens. See how I turned around? So sometimes he'll go up, and if he goes up, whatever. But since he's so likely to turn around, and he's going to hit this bottom wall, and he's again very likely to turn around. And if he's going to turn around on this bottom wall, I'm going to be able to get a spin here. Perfect. And notice how he changed his direction. He went right because they go left, right, or forward or towards you. Well, he went right. Well, it doesn't matter. Left, right, up, they're all the same. Because I'm looking for his tail. So right here, again, I have to think about the RNGs. And you're not really going to be able to think about this stuff in a run. But if you practice, you're going to be able to. So right there, I really could have predicted, boom, I can get a spin off. And notice how far away I am. But again, you got to visualize two gigantic squares. And they just need to interact. They just need to touch. So right here, I don't know what he's going to do. Okay. So did you see how he went forward and I went backwards? I don't want to dash into him because I could fall. But if he goes forward like 3 tiles, he completed his RNG and he's going to change RNGs. And I don't think he's going to repeat RNGs. Although they might. I think Moldorm might actually repeat RNGs. I don't think he does. But the point is, I mean, even if he went forward still, what would happen? He'd just hit me into the corner and I would just hold my sword at him. But he changed RNGs. I can immediately dash. So perfect. Okay, so here's the trick. I can't know. He might go left. And if he goes left, I can't dash into him. But he might go right, he might go towards me, and he might go forward. And if he goes forward, we know that he's going to hit that wall, and he's going to change RNGs, and we might get one of these favorable RNGs. So on the last hit, I'm very specifically perfect. Notice he hit that wall. Now he's either going towards me, or he's going straight. It's the same thing. I can start a dash right before he hits me. And notice he wasn't going towards me, he was going right side. But then he hit another wall, and when he goes right side, he hits another wall. Eventually, he's going to aggro you. Whenever he aggroes you, it's golden. If he's going towards you and you're facing him, it's golden. If you're to the left and he goes left, it's golden. You want to be able to predict when he's going at you, recognize it, and then charge that dash. It's a guaranteed hit every time. It's the easiest way to do Moldorm last hit. It's very fast. See, that dash is risky, and I just don't want to do that. Notice also how he hit that wall and I changed directions because I just knew there's that chance. So right here again, and that was risky and I got punished for it. So what I would recommend right here, yeah, see how he's going towards me? So I can just charge a dash. Just stand in front of him and charge a dash. It's ridiculously sick. Okay, let's get some different Moldorm RNGs just to experiment. I'm going to go over some really big noob strats. I think right after this. Again, if you're a really new player, a lot of this stuff is like inapplicable. It's too hard to apply. If you're a really new player, one thing you can do is just literally pull your sword out and just pray. It's not a bad strategy, and it will get you through the fight. So see how I'm just staying away from him and just praying to God. Because the thing is, he has 4 RNGs, and one of those RNGs he'll aggro you. So if you're a new player and you just wait here forever, he'll eventually come towards you, and I can just spin him. Like, he'll eventually come towards me. I don't have to. I don't have to like hope he comes towards me. He's programmed to go towards you, just eventually. Also, notice how I went left so that my strong side hit his head. If I just stayed on the right side there, he would have hit my foot and I would have fell. You can also do this thing. A lot of really cocky speedrunners like to do it, where they like go behind him and slash. So right here, this is risky. I don't want to poke him. The problem with poking him is he might go right, hit this corner, change directions, and knock me off. So I got lucky. He went left. Poking in there is really risky. Right here, poking is completely safe. Boom, look at that. So right here again. Now, I've played this game so much, I can recognize these RNGs. I'm going to predict right now that he's going to go towards that corner in the bottom left, turn around, and then go straight at me. So I'm going to go forward and then predict this RNG. Yeah, did you see how he did exactly what I said? I just play this game so much, I can predict this stuff. But if you practice this game a lot and play it a lot, you can start to understand the RNGs, understand the situations, and react and predict it appropriately. And then you can start to speed it up more and more and more, and actually get some really cool and clutch Moldorms. I think this fight's like one of the coolest fights in this game. It's very difficult. It's a very, very difficult fight. Notice I just fell. Very hard. It's very hard at all skill levels. It's very hard to get fast. There's a lot of depth to it. It's not like Armos. It's a considerable amount of depth to the fight. I really think dashing is underused, just a note for newer players. Slashing or poking the guy, if you can get it, is really good. Usually, I think an easy way to handle Moldorm, just wait for a good opportunity to dash. Like, wait for him to turn on a dash. Like, if he's going towards you, like, I don't want to dash right here. It's too unsafe. If he's going towards you, you don't want to dash. Wait for him to turn and then dash, because it's a guaranteed hit. If he's going away from you, dashing is always guaranteed. Dashing up and down is much riskier generally. Perfect. See? So like dashing right here is like really safe. Dashing right here is not that safe because I turned around. Uh-oh. See how I walked into my weak side? Let's try to dash here. Okay, we didn't get the bad RNG. I'm just gonna stand in the middle because I think it's safe. Okay, good. Perfect. I get a poke here. Perfect. He's gonna go down. So what I'm gonna do is, and this is a little bit cheeky, but you can actually go to the right of him and slash him. That's actually a thing. I get a free poke there. I get a free poke here. And then this will be a dash. Perfect. So actually what I was going to do is if he went left, I was going to charge a dash. If he went down and hit this wall, I was going to cancel my dash and charge a second dash. And I guess that's a really, really, really good Moldorm. That's consistent. That's a predictable, consistent fight. There's no RNG. Or there's RNG, but I was able to read and react to the RNG. I want to show you guys another thing. Most of Moldorm, the opener for virtually every fight, is to walk up. And then right now, he's not changing directions. He's going in a straight line. So he's programmed to go in a straight line. Virtually almost every RNG at Moldorm, it's like 70% RNGs. You can just walk up and then slash right. And then right here, I get a free dash. Perfect. Right here, I get a free poke. Right here, I get a free poke. Right here, he's gonna do is gonna go towards me, and I'm gonna go above him and get a free poke. So he didn't go towards me, so I'm gonna dash. So right here, he's going towards me. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is back up a little bit, and then right when he hits me, I'm gonna start charge a dash. Perfect. Amazing. Again, that's like another perfect Moldorm. This is not RNG. I'm reading RNGs based on how it works. And if you slowed your fight down a little bit, anybody could do this. So again, I can't poke him. It's risky. Dashing's risky too. Okay, that's safer. Perfect. That's safer. See, that wasn't safe actually. I was wrong. This is bad. And this fight's kind of spiraling out of control. We're gonna get a spin off here. I'm gonna try to go for a dash here. Okay, he's gonna hopefully goes towards me. So I dashed too early there, so my trick didn't work. The thing is, when Moldorm starts moving, his tail has to move one whole tile before you can slash it. And in the last phase, it's more than a whole tile because he's moving really fast. So this is a free poke, which is good. Free poke, which is really, really good. Another free poke, which is good. Actually, I'm gonna dash him because I thought I could poke him, but I was wrong because you know it's RNG. Free dash. So hopefully he goes at me. Okay, so he's about to hit this wall, which means he's gonna change RNGs and hopefully he goes towards me. If he doesn't, he's either gonna go towards me and get a free spin, or he's gonna go in this corner and I have to get one of these spins off, which are very difficult to do, but it's the only thing I can do. So he's going towards me, so I get a free dash. Perfect. I'm gonna do one more and then we're gonna Master Sword. This tutorial is basically over when we're done with Moldorm. And this fight I think is so fun. So. We're gonna try just walking off this time. Okay, I got hit, that's fine. Let's just reset the fight. Okay, perfect. And then I just don't feel safe dashing there. Okay, I can poke this, so that's good. This is a dash actually. That's all risky, but whatever. Poke that. Okay, he's gonna hit this wall. This is golden. So he hits this wall. He has 2 RNGs. Go towards me, or go straight into line. If he hits this wall, that I can get a automatic hit off my fighter's dash. He can also go up or down, which are not good. So let's see what I get. It looks like he's going perfect. And actually, I made a save state, but it's great because guess what? He went towards me. I read the RNG, so I didn't even. And actually, another thing you can do here, like if you're a newer player and the dashing's too difficult, is just let him hit you. And if he hits you into the wall, he's always going to turn around. So his tail's always going to hit your sword. So that's like another thing if you're like kind of a newer player. Anyway, I did want to do one more Moldorm just for like opener stuff. Because a lot of people struggle with this. And actually, I've seen people at every skill level struggle with this. And it's actually, there's not as much need to struggle with it as you would think. Like, if Moldorm's ever down here, you don't necessarily want to dash. And you don't want to jump off because he's going to hit you. What you can actually do is pull your sword out and like specifically wait for him to not be in your range, and your sword's gonna hit his tail oftentimes. This is a really good opener. It's really, really fast and it's rather free and painless. Okay, so right up here, when I go above him like that, I'm hoping he's going towards me or he's turning right. I have a 50% chance it's a godlike Moldorm. It looks like he went straight though, which is fine. See how he eventually turned around? And I got that slash off. I dashed off anyway. So, Moldorm is a really flexible boss. There's a lot you can do there. Anyway, also a fun fact. If you hear the heart jingle and it's at the bottom, you can actually grab this wall and it saves 1 frame. So I don't expect anybody to use that, but it's just a fun fact about the game. But also, yeah, grab the pendants from as low as you can. And then we're going on to the Master Sword. So I was saying we do 5 save and quits. We do 3 in, like 3 escape Eastern, escape desert and desert. We do 3. The last 2 are both sanctuary, so we're gonna go to the sanctuary now. Save and quit. You actually unlock the we're gonna unlock the mountain, but it doesn't matter. Just smash sanctuary. It's like some weird kanji. Okay, and then dash down. No need to get the sanctuary or anything because we're just going to the Master Sword. See, we want to dash down here. Go left here. Gets that slope dash right there. Saves a little bit of time. Dash left here. This next screen is really funny. It's actually faster to dash here, but a lot of new players just walk because it's like barely faster. Make sure to get in there. So what you want to do is hold diagonal here and then move. When you move a little bit left diagonal, start a dash, and then you have to cancel your dash at the very top here. Since this game's 3-dimensional, you're like into the wall. It's kind of hard to do, but I'll show you the dash version as well. Yeah, this dash is like kind of a meme, but it's actually faster technically. So yeah, just walk diagonal here. Some amount diagonal, doesn't really matter. And you can avoid that bird. If you can't avoid that bird, I think the movement for that's really hard. If you can't avoid the bird, you know what? Honestly, if you just walk into him, nobody's gonna flame you for that. So yeah, let's just try to do it, and then we're gonna mess up intentionally. Whatever. Yeah, like whatever. Who cares? It doesn't even take that much time. So walk up here, dash left. You want to dash between these 2 like tree-like things. There's this bush right here you can pay attention to. It's like a tile. Dash all the way through the log, go left, down, and then dash through here. Sometimes this guard spawns a soldier. Make sure not to get the mushroom, it's the time loss. Dash on the bottom row. You can dash on the top row too. Actually, the top row is a lot easier for newer players because this bird, you're going to have to avoid. So the top row is a lot easier for newer players, but the bottom row is faster. Dash left here. You want to walk into this hole. It used to be faster to dash into the hole, but it's faster to walk. Go diagonal. And then right at the end here, just do a left up. And you can actually grab the Master Sword from like really far away. Like Look how far away I am when I grab the Master Sword. Like, you can grab it from super far away. So you actually just finished your own first Master Sword run. I hope that guide was helpful. I hope it was informative. And I hope you guys are all able to get incredible Master Sword runs. I will give you guys some words of advice. I think that if you're a newer player and you can't do something at first in this game, I wouldn't worry about it too much. A lot of this game is movement, D-pad movement, and if you play just a week straight or a month straight or a year straight, your movement always gets better. And what happens is you're going to be able to do stuff in the future that you couldn't do in the past. So if you can't do something, or like the sand pit dash you can't do, or you can't do the poke dash in the desert, or the dashing under the torch in the BMO screen to get the key, you'll be able to do it in the future. Everything I do and everything I showed you guys in this guide is proven to work in runs, and it's not mechanically hard. It's knowledge, it's practice, and it's understanding. And anybody could do it. 100% anybody could do it. So it just takes a lot of practice. Sometimes it takes some dedication. Everything also, just a side note, everything I did in this guide can be sped up considerably. And you can get really good Master Sword times. Most of Master Sword is not about the strats. It is mostly about the movement. So I hope that was helpful. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.